Before cities rose and empires fell, there were other stories buried in stone. Across distant deserts, frozen caves, and shattered ruins lie clues to a forgotten world. Who built these impossible structures? Why do some ancient objects seem to defy the timeline of human history? In this video, we journey across continents and centuries, chasing the unsolved riddles left behind by those who came before us. The past is calling, and it refuses to stay silent. The rust-free iron pillar of Delhi is one of the most astonishing phenomena in ancient metallurgy. Standing over 7 meters tall and weighing about 6.7 tons, this iron column has remained intact for more than 1,600 years under Delhi's hot and humid climate without rusting like any ordinary iron object. Believed to have been erected in the 4th century AD during the Gupta dynasty, the pillar was not only built as a monument to honor the god Vishnu, but also stands as powerful evidence of the advanced metallurgical skills of ancient India. What do you think? Do you believe ancient civilizations might have possessed advanced scientific knowledge that we've lost over time? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your theory. What makes the iron pillar truly remarkable and puzzling to modern scientists is the natural protective layer that formed on its surface. Unlike modern iron that requires paint or chemical treatments to prevent rust, the iron pillar developed its own ultra-thin protective film just around 1/20 of a millimeter thick, yet it has the ability to resist corrosion almost completely for thousands of years. This layer is a unique compound known as Mesa White, a mixture of iron oxygen and hydrophosphate that formed due to the pillar's unusual chemical makeup, high phosphorus content with almost no sulfur or magnesium. It was this accidental perfection, the blend of ancient forging techniques and environmental conditions that produced a protective effect modern metallurgists have yet to replicate. Even more astonishing, this Mesa White layer was not created by deliberate design. The ancient craftsmen likely had no idea they were creating a self-preserving structure. This is the true mystery. How could an ancient civilization produce a product that surpasses even modern standards? Was it just coincidence, or the trace of a lost metallurgical secret? The iron pillar of Delhi is not just a technical marvel. It is a reminder that much of the past remains unsolved. Hidden deep beneath the ground in Zhejiang province, China, the Longyu caves remain one of the greatest archaeological enigmas in the world. Accidentally discovered in 1992, when local villagers drained a pond, this vast underground system now includes at least 24 massive caverns, each about 30 meters high and thousands of square meters wide, entirely hand-carved into solid sandstone. But what's truly astonishing isn't just the scale, it's how they were built. What do you think could have motivated people in ancient times to carve out such an enormous underground system without leaving any trace or record behind? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your theories. The walls, ceilings, and supporting pillars inside the caves are all covered in perfectly straight parallel chisel marks, so uniform and precise, they seem to have been created with modern CNC machinery. There's no trace of primitive tools, no leftover debris, and no sign of errors or miscuts. Over 1 million cubic meters of stone were extracted, and no one knows where it went. Even more puzzling, there is no mention in any historical record of this colossal project, a serious contradiction in a culture known for meticulous documentation. The internal structure of the caves shows extremely precise planning. Massive support pillars, corridors, staircases, even underground pools, all arranged with the logic and symmetry of a modern architectural design. And yet no traces of human habitation have been found, no fire remains, no tools, no artifacts, making the purpose of these caves entirely unknown. They do not resemble dwellings, nor do they appear to be refuges or temples in any traditional sense. Perhaps the most baffling part is that no archaeological method has yet been able to accurately date the Longyu caves. Some scholars speculate they may date back to the Qin dynasty or even earlier, but no concrete evidence supports this, which raises deeply unsettling questions. Who built them? How were they constructed? And why erase all traces of their creation? To this day, the Longyu caves remain one of the most compelling examples that sometimes the past can be more advanced and mysterious than we imagine. It is a structure that even modern science hesitates to replicate, a silent monument to a lost knowledge we may never fully understand. Hidden beneath the murky waters of Rock Lake in Wisconsin, USA, lies one of the most controversial archaeological mysteries in North America, a submerged stone structure shaped like a stepped pyramid. Many refer to this site as the Underwater Temple or the Rock Lake Pyramids. What do you think? Could this underwater pyramid really be a lost ancient structure, or is it just a strange coincidence of nature? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your theory. The most prominent formation is known as the Limnatis Pyramid, which resembles a sunken version of an ancient temple. It features flat stone faces, right angles, and a clearly symmetrical shape. Despite being underwater for hundreds or possibly thousands of years, it has retained a distinct architectural layout, leading many to believe it is the product of human craftsmanship, not natural processes. Divers have reported that the structure is made of large, stacked stones with flat surfaces that appear cut, and several sections resemble steps or temple foundations. The size and shape of the stones do not match any known natural formations in the lake, further supporting the theory that this is an ancient, man-made architectural relic. Some scholars have attempted to link the site to the nearby Aztlan culture, part of the ancient Mississippian tradition. However, the Aztlan people primarily built using earthen mounds, whereas the underwater structure is composed of stacked stone blocks, a completely different construction technique. This raises a major question: who built this stone structure, and in what era? To this day, no official archaeological excavation has taken place due to the lake's murky waters and thick layers of sediment. Most of what we know comes from sonar imaging diver reports, and the curiosity of those who believe that beneath these still waters may lie the remnants of a lost civilization, one not recorded in known history. Amid the desolate icy lands of Russia's New Siberian archipelago, Zhokhov Island appears as a tiny, isolated speck in the harsh Arctic. Yet around 8,000 to 9,000 years ago, this frozen land was once home to a prehistoric human community, something that once seemed impossible. Archaeologists have uncovered the remains of a Stone Age settlement here, nicknamed the Frozen Village of Zhokhov. This discovery has completely reshaped our understanding of how adaptable and inventive early humans could be. What makes Zhokhov truly remarkable isn't just its age, but a revolutionary find: the earliest known evidence of humans domesticating and using dogs to pull sleds. Dog remains uncovered on the island with distinct sizes, bone proportions, and signs of specialized use show that the Zhokhov people not only kept dogs, but also selectively bred and trained them for snow travel. This means that nearly 9,000 years ago, humans already understood how to harness animal power to expand their hunting range, trade, and survival in one of the coldest regions on Earth. It stands as the oldest known example of dog sled transportation, a tradition still alive today among Arctic indigenous communities. In addition, artifacts such as flint tools, bones, and intricately carved ivory demonstrate the high level of craftsmanship possessed by the Zhokhov people. More intriguingly, many materials found at the site don't naturally occur on the island, suggesting that they either traveled great distances or had trade networks with other groups located hundreds of kilometers away, despite the extreme icy conditions. They built shelters, organized cyclical hunting, and maintained a sustainable community over many generations, all without the aid of metals or modern technology. This raises a profound question. How did these people manage to survive in such a barren and resource-scarce environment? Zhokhov stands as vivid proof of the intelligence and resilience of ancient humans. But above all, it raises a tantalizing mystery. Who taught them to domesticate dogs, and how did this technique spread in such an isolated setting? Perhaps we are witnessing traces of an ancient knowledge, the remnants of a forgotten civilization hidden beneath the ice. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Beneath the thick layers of earth in Shanxi Province, China, lies one of humanity's greatest archaeological enigmas, the unexcavated tomb of Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor to unify China. Although it was built over 2,200 years ago, the burial complex remains nearly intact. To this day, the central burial chamber, believed to be the resting place of Qin Shi Huang, has never been opened. What makes this site so extraordinary? Do you think the tomb of Qin Shi Huang should be opened or left untouched forever? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Would revealing its secrets bring us closer to history or risk destroying something priceless? First of all, this tomb is not merely a burial site. It is a vast underground city spanning more than 56 square kilometers, equivalent to the size of a modern metropolis. Beneath the surface, archaeologists have uncovered thousands of life-size terracotta soldiers and horses, each with distinct facial features, uniforms, and weaponry, showcasing extraordinary craftsmanship. In addition, they discovered hundreds of war chariots, residential quarters, stables, storage buildings, and even a stage for performers, all meticulously recreated in terracotta. This was not just a final resting place, but a complete miniature replica of an empire where Qin Shi Huang believed he would continue his rule in the afterlife. Ancient records from historian Sima Qian describe the inner tomb as a cosmic model of the universe, rivers of mercury flowing through landscapes, a starry sky painted on the ceiling, and deadly traps designed to thwart intruders. While these details once sounded mythical, modern scientific analysis has revealed abnormally high mercury concentrations in the soil, aligning surprisingly well with the ancient accounts. Despite the allure, China has chosen not to excavate the main burial chamber, fearing that current technology is insufficient to protect the delicate artifacts from damage upon exposure to air. As a result, Qin Shi Huang's tomb remains sealed beneath the earth, a treasure chest unopened, waiting for future generations to unlock. But perhaps it is this silence that makes it even more captivating, a city of the dead, still alive in our imagination. Located on the Altiplano Plateau of Bolivia, the archaeological site of Pumapunku, part of the Tiwanaku civilization, is renowned for its precisely cut stone blocks, defying modern understanding of prehistoric construction technology. The stones here, primarily made of andesite and diorite, extremely hard types of rock, bear perfectly straight cuts, sharp right-angled grooves, and flawlessly drilled holes that astonish even modern mechanical engineers. What do you think could explain this incredible level of stone-cutting precision thousands of years ago, with no known advanced tools? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Some of the stone blocks are shaped like symmetrical H-forms, seemingly designed to interlock like modular components assembled without the use of any adhesive. This method of placement and interconnection demonstrates an extraordinary level of precision rarely seen in any known prehistoric construction. The fact that these multi-ton stones fit together seamlessly without misalignment showcases the ancient builders' exceptional control and advanced techniques. However, the most astonishing aspect lies in this: to this day, no fully convincing scientific explanation exists for the tools and techniques used by the ancients to carve these stones. Diorite, the rock used in many structures, has a hardness nearly equivalent to steel, yet the Tiwanaku civilization left no trace of any metal tools capable of cutting at such a level. There is no clear evidence that they possessed iron, bronze, or any advanced cutting instruments. The hypothesis that harder stones were used to grind or chisel the blocks has faced much criticism, as creating such straight lines, smooth surfaces, and symmetrical holes would require an extreme level of precision, something typically associated with modern machinery. Some researchers have suggested the possibility of lost technology or even contact with a more advanced civilization. While such ideas remain controversial, one fact is undeniable. The stones at Pumapunku stand as physical evidence of a technique not yet fully deciphered, and they continue to be one of the most captivating archaeological mysteries in the world. Beneath the deep waters off the western coast of Cuba, near the Guanahatabibes Peninsula, lies a startling mystery that scientists still cannot fully explain. Massive submerged stone ruins believed to exhibit clear geometric patterns located at depths of up to 700 meters below sea level. What do you think is really lying beneath the waters off Cuba? A bizarre natural formation, or the remnants of a forgotten civilization? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Every theory is welcome. First detected in 2001 by a survey team led by Paulina Zalitsky and Paul Weinsweig, Cuban-Canadian scientists from the company Advanced Digital Communications. The sonar images they captured sent shockwaves through the archaeological community. According to their descriptions, the ocean floor revealed enormous square and rectangular stone blocks, some aligned in straight rows or forming right angles, resembling streets, pyramids, or ancient man-made structures. What truly makes this discovery so controversial and intriguing is its geological context, or rather the fact that it lies outside any reasonable geological explanation. At nearly 700 meters deep, these stone structures are located far below sea levels, reached within the last 10,000 to 12,000 years. This implies that if these formations were indeed artificial and not just a strange natural occurrence, they must have been built before the end of the last ice age, meaning before the emergence of any civilization currently recognized by mainstream history. Logically, no known prehistoric human community would have possessed the ability to construct city-scale structures of this magnitude, let alone explain how such structures ended up buried so deep beneath the ocean. This aspect has led many to draw connections to legends like Atlantis, the sunken city, or to hypotheses about advanced prehistoric civilizations that may have once existed and were later wiped out entirely by climate shifts, earthquakes, or global cataclysms. However, after the initial announcement in 2001, information about these ruins suddenly vanished from international media, with no additional close-up images, physical samples, or scientific studies released to the public. That silence has only fueled speculation, turning the submerged stone ruins off Cuba into one of the greatest unresolved mysteries in geology and archaeology. The red-haired man of Lovelock Cave is one of the strangest and most controversial stories in American archaeological history. It all begins with the legend of the Paiute, a Native American tribe in Nevada. They told of a race of giants with flaming red hair called the Sitikar, who once roamed the desert regions. These red-haired beings were described as violent, cannibalistic, and frequently hostile to surrounding tribes. Eventually, the Paiute joined forces, drove the giants into a cave believed to be Lovelock Cave, and set it ablaze, burning everyone trapped inside. What do you think? Do you believe the Paiute legend of red-haired giants was purely myth, or could it be based on real encounters with an ancient people now lost to history? Share your thoughts in the comments below. This legend might have remained folklore until 1911, when two guano miners accidentally unearthed a trove of strange artifacts and human remains in Lovelock Cave. An archaeological team was brought in and excavated over 10,000 items, including stone tools, woven baskets, spearheads, and most intriguingly, human skeletons of unusual size, some reportedly with red hair still intact. One pair of leather sandals measured up to 38 centimeters to 15 inches, far larger than the average foot size of the region's indigenous people, raising the possibility that these might be the remains of an ancient race of red-haired giants, just like the legends had claimed. However, once the findings became public, intense debate erupted. Mainstream researchers argued that the red hair was merely the result of oxidation of dark hair due to alkaline cave conditions, a purely natural chemical reaction, not proof of a unique genetic trait. Regarding the bones, archaeologists asserted that most remains belonged to ordinary Native Americans, with no compelling evidence of extraordinary height. Still, certain artifacts defied easy explanation, such as stone discs etched with unknown symbols, burn marks on the cave walls, and most notably, the disappearance of several key items after the initial excavations. These gaps have fueled speculation that some discoveries were hidden or omitted from the public record. Today, Lovelock Cave is more than an archaeological site. It stands as a symbol of the boundary between myth and reality. It draws archaeologists, alternative historians, and conspiracy theorists alike. Even as modern science continues to dissect each detail with data and analysis, the question remains, did red-haired giants really exist? With what's left behind and what's mysteriously missing, the mystery of the red-haired man of Lovelock Cave may not be over, but only just beginning. Beneath the waters near Japan's Yonaguni Island, hidden among rocky formations and strong ocean currents, lies a mystery the world has nearly forgotten: the unseen stone tomb. Beneath Yonaguni, a stone tomb never officially recognized, quietly resting in the darkness of the deep sea. What do you think lies beneath the waters of Yonaguni? Could this really be an ancient tomb lost to time, or just a trick of nature? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your theory. Unlike the more well-known formations like the Yonaguni Pyramid or the giant stone steps that often appear in the media, this suspected tomb site is located much deeper, harder to access, and almost entirely absent from mainstream archaeological documentation. Because of this, it has become a blurred and haunting phenomenon, a mystery concealed amid countless debates. The silence from the academic community only fuels speculation. Could something be deliberately avoided, or is it simply too deep and dangerous to explore with standard tools? Many divers and independent researchers have reported a distinct structure on the outer edge of the Yonaguni complex, where large stone blocks appear stacked atop each other, forming what strongly resembles the entrance to a tomb or ceremonial crypt. Some accounts describe narrow passageways, a central box-like chamber, and stones arranged in horizontal and vertical patterns that suggest deliberate design. Notably, these features include clean-cut lines and sharp angles, unlike typical underwater erosion, leading many to believe that this place may have been carved by hand or at least modified by human influence in a long-forgotten era. If this truly is an ancient tomb, it would have to have been constructed tens of thousands of years ago, long before rising sea levels submerged any trace of the civilization that may have built it. But why has such a structure been virtually ignored? Is it an intentional cover-up or merely a case of extreme inaccessibility? This is what makes the unseen stone tomb so different. It's not just an architectural enigma, but a glaring void in modern scientific curiosity. Deep beneath the quiet ocean floor, a ceremonial relic of a nameless civilization may still be waiting to be uncovered. Until clear evidence emerges, the unseen stone tomb beneath Yonaguni remains a symbol of what is hidden or forgotten in the history of humankind. The golden hat of the Hallstatt culture is one of the most mysterious and fascinating artifacts ever discovered in Europe. Crafted entirely from thin, high-purity gold, the hat stands tall, sometimes up to 90 centimeters, yet weighs less than half a kilogram. This level of metallurgical craftsmanship, achieved over 2,500 years ago, reveals a level of sophistication that challenges our assumptions about prehistoric technology. What do you think about the gold craftsmanship of over 2,500 years ago? Was it simply the result of skilled handiwork, or could it reflect a deeper knowledge we've yet to uncover? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Its surface is adorned with intricate repetitive patterns, concentric circles, dots and bands, carefully arranged in vertical rows. Far from being mere decoration, researchers have shown that these symbols encode a sophisticated lunar-solar calendar system. Some hats appear to represent the Metonic cycle, a 19-year astronomical cycle used to harmonize lunar and solar calendars long before it was formally recorded by the Greeks. These golden hats could have been used to calculate the passage of months, track solar eclipses, and align agricultural festivals with cosmic rhythms. However, their purpose goes far beyond astronomy. Due to their height and fragility, these hats were clearly not used in everyday life. They are believed to have been ceremonial objects worn by high-ranking priest-kings or shamans during sacred rituals. When worn, the hat would elevate the wearer, both physically and symbolically, creating the image of a divine figure reaching toward the heavens. Only 4 such hats have been discovered across Europe, scattered from France to Germany. Each one is unique, yet they all share the same general form and symbolic language. This suggests a shared cultural or religious network that spanned Central Europe during the Late Bronze and Early Iron Age, long before the rise of the Roman Empire. But the greatest mystery lies in what we still don't understand. No written texts accompany these hats. We don't know who made them, how the astronomical knowledge was encoded with such precision, or why such complex data was hidden in ceremonial regalia. Some scholars suggest these hats belong to a secret priestly class, keepers of esoteric knowledge lost to time. Were these golden crowns symbols of divine authority or tools of an ancient science now forgotten until more evidence emerges? The golden hat remains an enigma, a glittering monument to a civilization that may have known far more than we give it credit for. At the famous Olduvai Gorge in Tanzania, one of the oldest cradles of humankind, archaeologists have discovered something both strange and deeply challenging to current knowledge: saw-like cuts on fossilized animal bones dating back 1.5 to 2 million years. What baffles scientists is the surprising sharpness, straightness, and uniformity of these marks. They do not resemble gnawing traces from scavengers, nor are they the result of natural erosion. Instead, they bear a striking resemblance to modern mechanical cuts, something seemingly impossible for a time when humans were still in their primitive stages with no knowledge of metallurgy and only crude stone tools at their disposal. What do you think could have caused these perfectly straight saw-like cuts on bones that are over 1.5 million years old? Stone tools, a lost technology, or something we haven't even imagined yet? Share your theory in the comments below. We're listening. Some researchers suggest that early ancestors such as Homo habilis may have used extremely sharp stone tools to make these cuts. This could be linked to behaviors like butchering meat or breaking bones to extract marrow, a vital source of nutrition during times of harsh survival. However, the problem is, the cuts are too precise, too deep, and too clean, far beyond what is typically seen from primitive stone tools. This raises the question, could there have been a type of tool or crafting technique we have yet to discover? Due to these anomalies, several theories have emerged, some of them controversial. Some propose that these may be traces of a lost civilization or even evidence of a form of technology never recorded in current history. Nonetheless, most scholars remain cautious. They argue that these cuts could be the result of a highly rare natural process, one that coincidentally created near-perfect incision marks, even though that possibility is considered extremely unlikely. The saw-like cuts found at Olduvai are more than just a curious detail. They serve as a powerful reminder that the story of human evolution and technology may still have missing pieces yet to be revealed. Could our ancestors have been far more intelligent and skillful than we've long believed? Or is there something beyond the reach of current scientific understanding still lying silently within the ancient sediment layers of Earth? The bent hammer in Illinois coal is one of the most mysterious artifacts ever mentioned in fringe archaeology. According to various sources, the hammer was discovered embedded in a layer of coal in the state of Illinois, coal estimated to be around 300 million years old, dating back to the Pennsylvanian period of the Paleozoic era. What causes such bewilderment is not only the appearance of a seemingly man-made object in ancient geological strata, but more importantly, the very design of the hammer itself, a modern-looking metallic structure that defies historical explanation. What do you think? Could this truly be a modern artifact trapped in ancient coal, or is there a simpler explanation we've overlooked? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. The hammer has an unusual bent shape, and based on descriptions, the handle appears to be made from some kind of metal or alloy that was clearly bent with intention. Its structure does not resemble a natural mineral or a randomly crystallized rock. Instead, it shows characteristics of a crafted tool with deliberate form, material, and technical lines that suggest intelligent design. What's most striking is that its shape closely resembles a modern tool far more than any known ancient artifact. This raises a provocative question. How could such an object exist inside a coal layer formed long before humans even existed? If the reported details are accurate, that the hammer was truly discovered within undisturbed coal strata, then this find would completely collapse the established timelines of evolution and technological history as upheld by modern science. It would open the door to controversial theories such as the existence of a previously unknown prehistoric civilization, or even influences from an extraterrestrial intelligence. This is why the hammer is frequently cited in books, articles, and media supporting the theory of out-of-place artifacts. However, most mainstream scientists remain skeptical, Some suggest the phenomenon could be the result of a geological misinterpretation, or that the hammer may have slipped into the coal layer through a fissure or rare geological event long after the coal formed. The lack of verified documentation, specific geological studies at the discovery site, and absence of clear evidence from reputable scientific institutions have prevented this artifact from being accepted as legitimate proof by the scientific community. Despite the controversy, one thing remains undeniable. The hammer's design, its curved-shaped metallic composition, and modern tool-like appearance is extremely difficult to explain if it truly came from a 300-million-year-old coal deposit. This very detail has made the bent hammer in Illinois coal a standout symbol among all out-of-place artifacts, continuing to spark curiosity and heated debate among enthusiasts of mysterious archaeology to this very day. The Redstone Snake Man statue of Lamana is one of the most controversial and mysterious artifacts ever discovered in South America. Found in the Lamana region of Cotopaxi Province, Ecuador, an area known for strange, unexplained artifacts, this statue quickly drew attention, not only because of its bizarre appearance, but also due to the many questions surrounding its origin and purpose. What do you think this statue really is? A lost relic from an unknown civilization, or something else entirely? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your theory. The statue is carved from a red stone and features a striking design. The upper body resembles a human in a meditative seated position, with hands resting on the knees and a face sculpted in an abstract, culturally untraceable style. The lower body, however, transitions into a coiled serpent tail, creating a hybrid creature, half human, half snake, a symbol often found in ancient legends of mythical beings or even godlike hybrids from various civilizations across the world. What fuels the most intense debate among researchers and mystery theorists is this: no one can definitively determine which culture the statue belongs to or how old it is. There are no official archaeological records, no clear stratigraphic context, and no known South American civilization is known to have created an artifact of this design. Some scholars argue it might be a modern hoax made to attract attention or serve esoteric narratives. Others disagree, pointing to the quality of the stone and the refined carving techniques, suggesting it's far too sophisticated to be the work of an amateur or a recent forgery. The absence of archaeological data and the statue's style, which does not align with any known ancient culture, have turned it into a symbol of the unsolvable mystery. If it truly is an ancient artifact, then who created it? What culture worshipped a meditative, half-human, half-snake being? And if it is a modern creation, what was the purpose, and why was it discovered in a region already known for unexplained artifacts? The Redstone Snake Man statue of Lamana is not just a strange sculpture, it's a massive question mark in humanity's search for historical truth. Every angle and detail seems to hint at something forgotten or deliberately hidden, and perhaps that's what makes it so captivating. At the heart of the sacred Padmanabhaswamy temple in Kerala, India, lies a monumental mystery that remains unsolved to this day by both science and spirituality: an ancient stone door that has never been opened. Vault B. What makes this door more mysterious and extraordinary than any other ancient structure is not just the rumored treasure it may conceal, but the way it was designed, with absolutely no mechanism to open it from the outside. What do you think is hidden behind this ancient sealed stone door? A treasure beyond imagination, or something even more mysterious? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your theory. This stone door has no hinges No handle, no keyhole, not even any sign that a mechanical system ever existed. It appears to be permanently sealed using a method that no one has yet been able to explain. A massive granite slab weighing several tons rests flush against the frame, leaving not even the slightest gap. Many engineers, archaeologists, and preservation experts have studied Vault B but have found no way to access it without destroying the entire surrounding architecture. This inviolability has led people to wonder, is this simply an example of advanced ancient construction, or could it be a form of mystical sealing beyond current human understanding? According to Hindu belief, Vault B is not merely a treasure chamber. Legends claim that it is guarded by supernatural forces and that it can only be opened by chanting the Garuda mantra, an ancient incantation that has since been lost to time. Any attempt to forcibly open it is said to bring about catastrophic consequences. Other vaults within the temple have revealed immense treasures worth billions of dollars, gold bars, precious gems, and deity statues encrusted with diamonds. Yet Vault B remains completely untouched, making it the most mysterious and untouched vault in the entire complex. India's Supreme Court has repeatedly declined to authorize the opening of this door, despite pressure from researchers, the media, and public opinion. For the local community, this door is not just a historical artifact, it is a living symbol of the sacred and something that should never be disturbed. In today's modern tech-driven world, where it seems every mystery can eventually be unraveled, Vault B remains still and silent, like a reminder that some doors were never meant to be opened by humans. The white mummies of the Taklamakan Desert, found in China's Taklamakan Desert, are among the most bizarre and controversial archaeological discoveries in Asia. What makes them truly remarkable is not just their age, which spans thousands of years, but a fact that has stunned scientists worldwide. They do not resemble ancient East Asian people at all. These bodies feature fair skin, high-bridged noses, deep-set eyes, and blonde or reddish hair, all traits typically associated with ancient Europeans, especially those of Indo-European descent, who lived in Central Asia and Europe during the Bronze Age. This non-Asian appearance has challenged long-standing assumptions about prehistoric migration and cultural exchange. One of the most famous mummies is the Lulan Beauty, the well-preserved remains of a young woman dating to around 1800 BCE. Despite being over 4,000 years old, her reddish-brown hair, deep eyes, and delicate facial features are astonishingly intact, so much so that you can still perceive the expression on her face. It's a rare phenomenon that gives the eerie sense she only just closed her eyes. Even more astonishing is the fact that she wore clothing made from high-quality wool woven with geometric patterns strikingly similar to those from Bronze Age Europe. To this day, there's no evidence such textile techniques were common in Central Asia at the time, raising serious questions about her origins and the possibility of long-distance cultural exchange. Unlike Egyptian mummies, which were chemically embalmed, the Taklamakan mummies were naturally preserved by the desert's cold and extremely dry climate. These harsh conditions allowed their skin hair and even clothing to remain remarkably intact for millennia. The existence of European-looking mummies in the heart of China raises an intriguing possibility. Could intercontinental trade routes have existed far earlier than the Silk Road? If so, these remains may be some of the oldest physical evidence of East-West interaction in human history. Modern DNA studies have confirmed that these mummies belonged to Indo-European populations, the ancestors of many ancient peoples in Europe, Iran, and India. This discovery supports the theory of a massive wave of migration from the west deep into the Tarim Basin of Central Asia. This discovery is not only an archaeological marvel, but it also profoundly reshapes our understanding of human history. It forces scholars to re-examine the dynamics of migration, ethnic blending, and Central Asia's long-overlooked role as a crossroads of ancient civilization. At the Temple of Seti I, in Abydos, Egypt, a series of unusual raised carvings has stunned archaeologists and mystery enthusiasts worldwide. On a stone beam near the ceiling, symbols were discovered that bear a striking resemblance to modern vehicles, including a helicopter, a tank, a submarine, and even a spacecraft. These are not newly added drawings by vandals or hoaxes. They are authentic parts of the ancient structure, found intact with no signs of forgery or modern alteration. What do you think these carvings really mean? Were the ancient Egyptians trying to tell us something? Or is it just a strange coincidence? Drop your theory in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. The resemblance is uncannily accurate. One carving looks just like a helicopter, with rotors and a long body. Next to it appears a shape similar to a jet plane or a spaceship with extended wings. Below is a figure that looks like a tank, with a flat body and a protruding cannon. Despite being carved thousands of years ago, these symbols have sent chills down the spine of many who wonder, did the ancient Egyptians see or know of something far beyond their time? Some mainstream Egyptologists offer a cautious explanation. These strange carvings might be the result of a phenomenon known as palimpsest, where a new pharaoh would carve his name over that of a predecessor. Over time, the overlapping inscriptions faded unevenly and created accidental shapes that resemble modern machines. However, this explanation still lacks definitive evidence to be fully convincing. The truth is, despite all the debates, the Abydos carvings remain one of the most striking enigmas of ancient Egypt. They continue to raise profound questions about the possible existence of a forgotten civilization or even intervention from extraterrestrial intelligence in the distant past. Abydos, the sacred center for worshipping Osiris, the god of death and rebirth, seems to hold many secrets yet to be uncovered. Hidden beneath the charming Italian town of Orvieto lies an unresolved archaeological mystery, a cross-shaped underground cave, perfectly carved into solid volcanic rock, more than 15 meters below the surface. This structure was first discovered in the early 1990s when a team of archaeologists accidentally unearthed it while exploring what was once an ancient Etruscan site. But what they found wasn't just an ordinary chamber, it was a symmetrical cross-shaped tunnel system with passageways intersecting at nearly perfect right angles, clearly not a product of chance. What do you think this cross-shaped structure was originally built for? A religious temple, a hidden burial site, or something we haven't even imagined yet? Drop your theories in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What shocked researchers the most was the depth and geological setting of the cave itself. It's entirely buried within layers of tuff, a dense, solid volcanic rock that's extremely difficult to carve without modern tools. Constructing such a large and precise underground structure at a depth of over 15 meters with no visible access points from the surface seems nearly impossible with ancient technology. There are no stairs or clear entrances leading down, suggesting that either the original access points were deliberately concealed or only reachable through now lost structures. This has led to theories that whoever built the cave not only constructed it, but also intentionally hid it from human sight. Archaeologists were even more surprised to find stairways within the chamber that led deeper underground, only to discover they had been filled in with clay. This didn't appear to be a natural event. Rather, it looked like a deliberate human effort to block off the lower levels. Why? What was being hidden below? Remarkably, the cave shows no evidence of everyday life, no hearths, no ash, no domestic artifacts. It was not a place of residence. Some researchers believe it may have served as a site for secret religious or ritual activities, perhaps even tied to the ancient and mysterious Etruscan civilization that once ruled the region before the rise of Rome. With its flawless geometry, astonishing depth, and deliberate concealment, the cross-shaped cave in Orvieto remains an unanswered question. Who built it? How did they do it? And what lies beneath? The Little Mummy of San Pedro Mountains is one of the most mysterious and controversial mummies in American history. Discovered in 1932 inside a small cave in the San Pedro Mountains of Wyoming, the mummy stands only about 35 centimeters tall, with a fully intact, human-like body, including head, arms, legs, facial features, and even teeth. What do you think? Do you believe this tiny figure could really be a preserved human? Or is it something else entirely, a medical anomaly, or even a lost species? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what theory you believe in. At first, many believed this was the mummy of a fetus or newborn. However, initial X-ray analyses raised a shocking hypothesis: this might be an adult human. The scans revealed that the skull had the structure of an adult, not a child. Notably, Pedro had fully developed permanent teeth, not baby teeth. The bones of the arms, legs, spine, and knees were all completely ossified, a clear indication that this was not a developing child's body. This strange contradiction led several 20th century experts to speculate that Pedro could have been an adult suffering from extreme dwarfism, or possibly even a member of a tiny human species previously unknown to science. The mummy was found inside a completely sealed rock chamber, as if someone had deliberately placed it there for burial. Pedro was sitting in a cross-legged position with a grimacing expression and a slightly flattened back of the head, adding to its eerie and mysterious appearance. Unlike a natural death, this deliberate positioning suggests that this was an intentional burial ritual. In the decades that followed, some modern scientists proposed that Pedro could have been a fetus with an encephaly, a rare congenital disorder where the brain fails to develop. However, this theory fails to explain why Pedro had adult teeth and a fully ossified skeletal system. This leaves the big question unanswered: who or what was Pedro? After being displayed briefly at a local fair, Pedro vanished without a trace. No one knows where the mummy is today. The loss of the original specimen means modern scientists can no longer conduct DNA analysis or advanced imaging studies. To this day, the mystery lingers in human history. Was this just a deformed child, or a rare piece of evidence pointing to a long-lost miniature human species? The giant stone map of the Bashkirs is one of the most controversial and mysterious artifacts ever discovered in Russia. In 1999, Professor Alexander Chuvarov and his team stumbled upon a massive stone slab near Mount Narada in the Republic of Bashkortostan. The slab measured approximately 1.5 meters wide, 2 meters long, and weighed over 1 ton. However, what made it truly remarkable was not just its size, but its structure and the geographical content carved into it. What do you think about this accidental discovery? Is it simply a natural formation that's been misunderstood, or could it be evidence that something very different has been hidden in human history? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to know where you stand. Natural mystery, ancient construction, or something beyond imagination? The map is composed of 3 distinct layers of material. The bottom layer is made of white dolomite stone, serving as the foundation. The middle layer is marble, intricately carved with terrain details, such as mountains, rivers, and valleys. The top layer is calcium glass, resembling a protective glass coating. This triple-layered structure not only demonstrates remarkable craftsmanship, but also raises serious questions about the technological capabilities of the creators. Analysis showed that the map presents an accurate depiction of the Ural Mountains region, including major rivers, hills, and valleys. Even man-made canals and dams features that do not appear in any known historical records for the area. The terrain accuracy is said to have a margin of error below 1%, nearly equivalent to modern satellite data. This level of precision led researchers to ask a serious question. How could an ancient civilization have created a map with such high accuracy and advanced construction? The calcium glass coating resembles modern high-tech materials used for surface protection, something unimaginable in ancient times. The clearly functional three-layer design foundation map and protective cover indicates deliberate scientific planning. Even with today's technology, crafting such a multi-layered, high-precision relief map would be a significant challenge. Some scientists went so far as to claim, even today, it would be extremely difficult for us to recreate this exact structure and precision without high-tech instruments. Due to its unbelievable level of sophistication, several theories have emerged. It might be a relic of a highly advanced prehistoric civilization, one that existed long before recorded history. Or perhaps it's the work of extraterrestrial intelligence having once visited Earth and left behind advanced technological artifacts. Whatever the case, the very existence of this map challenges our entire understanding of ancient technological capabilities. Adding another layer to the mystery, the map later vanished without a trace. Remaining photos lacked the clarity needed for verification, and to this day, the location of the original artifact is unknown. The big questions remain, but the answers may have been buried forever, along with the map itself. Beneath Lake McDonald, a deep blue gem nestled within Glacier National Park in Montana, lies a mysterious and puzzling phenomenon that few people know about: a stone structure shaped like a tower, approximately 3 meters tall, reportedly discovered by local divers. What has baffled researchers is that the stones appear to be stacked in a fairly orderly manner, suggesting a deliberately constructed formation, as if made by human hands rather than formed by natural processes. But if someone did build it, who was the builder? And when was it constructed? What do you think? If the stone tower truly was built by someone, who could have done it? And why would they construct it underwater in such a remote place? Do you believe it's a natural formation, a lost piece of human history, or something else entirely? Share your theories in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What makes this site truly controversial is the fact that there is no evidence linking the stone tower to any known indigenous culture in the area. The two major tribes with deep roots in the region, the Salish and the Kootenai, have no legends, records, or oral traditions referring to any such underwater structure. There are no archaeological artifacts, no pottery tools, human remains, or any signs of settlement found around it. Even more puzzling, Lake McDonald's water level has never been recorded as low enough to permit such construction at the lakebed. This raises a difficult question. If not the native peoples, then who built it and for what purpose? Because there is no historical data, the stone tower beneath Lake McDonald remains a complete enigma. It doesn't quite resemble a naturally formed geological structure, but at the same time, there is no strong evidence confirming it as man-made. Various theories have emerged, ranging from remnants of a lost prehistoric civilization to more speculative ideas involving the supernatural or extraterrestrial origins. However, no official scientific expedition has been conducted thoroughly enough to verify or refute these ideas, leaving the mystery unresolved. Hidden beneath icy deep waters, this stone tower quietly persists as if daring archaeologists, geologists, and mystery seekers to investigate further. Is it simply a strange coincidence of nature, or could it be a forgotten remnant of a chapter in history that was never recorded? For now, the answer remains submerged, waiting to be uncovered. The lightbulb relief at Dendera is one of the most mysterious and debated carvings in all of ancient Egypt. Found in the underground crypts of the Hathor temple complex in Dendera, this relief depicts a strange object that has captivated researchers, alternative theorists, and mainstream archaeologists alike. What do you think this mysterious carving really shows? Is it just an ancient religious symbol, or could it be evidence of forgotten technology? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your theory. The most striking feature of the carving is its shape, a large, elongated, glass-like structure that bears a remarkable resemblance to a modern electric light bulb. Inside this bulb is a serpent-like figure, seemingly floating or extending through the core, which many interpret as a filament. At the base of the object is what appears to be a cable or tube connected to a box-shaped device, and nearby are figures who seem to be handling or operating the object almost like technicians. This uncanny similarity to modern lighting technology is what fuels much of the controversy. Could the ancient Egyptians have possessed knowledge of electricity long before it was officially discovered? This theory is further strengthened by another puzzling observation. Many tombs and chambers deep within Egyptian temples show no trace of soot or smoke damage, suggesting that flame-based lighting was not used extensively. If torches or oil lamps were the primary source of light, we would expect at least some residue, but we find none. Some believe this carving at Dendera hints at an unknown form of clean lighting used in sacred or secret spaces. Of course, mainstream Egyptologists firmly reject the idea of ancient electrical devices. They interpret the relief symbolically, claiming the bulb is actually a lotus flower birthing a serpent, a representation of the god Har-Somptus. The cable is seen as a symbolic tether or lifeline, and the box as the Jed pillar, an ancient sign of stability. Yet for many observers, this explanation seems too abstract, especially given how strikingly technological the entire composition appears. In the end, the Dendera light remains a captivating enigma, either a misunderstood religious motif or a glimpse into a forgotten chapter of human technological history. The Ica stones, mysterious carved stones discovered near the city of Ica, Peru, have long been the subject of intense controversy in the fields of archaeology and science. What makes them truly remarkable is not just their sheer number, but the images carved onto their surfaces, depictions so extraordinary that if proven authentic, they could force us to rewrite the entire history of humankind. But what do you think? Could these stones be genuine relics of a forgotten past, or are they simply clever forgeries made to stir curiosity and fame? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe ancient civilizations were more advanced than we've been taught? Or is this just another unsolved mystery, best left to speculation? These stones are covered with countless depictions that are completely out of place in history, scenes of humans riding dinosaurs, hunting prehistoric reptiles, or even peacefully coexisting with them. Other stones depict complex surgeries, such as open-heart procedures, organ transplants, and even brain surgery, complete with surgical tools like scalpels, clamps, and operating tables. Some carvings show people using telescopes to observe comets or holding maps that portray long-lost continents. All of these images suggest a chilling possibility. If authentic, they imply that ancient people possessed knowledge and technology far beyond what we thought possible, or that they may have interacted with a highly advanced civilization, possibly even of extraterrestrial origin. To date, over 15,000 Eka stones have been collected, most of them made from andesite, a very hard stone that's difficult to carve using primitive tools. Many argue that a single local farmer could not have created such a large number of stones with such intricate detail simply to perpetrate a hoax. However, the stone's origin is filled with contradictions. A local man named Basilio Ushuya once admitted to carving some stones to sell to tourists, but some believe he was pressured into making this claim to prevent deeper investigation. While mainstream science largely considers the Eka stones to be forgeries, they still remain as an unresolved enigma. Could they represent a lost chapter in human history? And could these illogical images actually be fragments of a forgotten civilization that traditional history has chosen to ignore? The Frozen Gate of the Caucasus is one of the most inexplicable geological enigmas, nestled deep within the treacherous mountains along the Russia-Georgia border. First discovered by mountaineers in the 1980s, this site quickly drew attention due to its unusual shape, a massive stone arch permanently sealed in ice as if frozen in time between two towering cliffs. But what do you think it really is? A natural formation sculpted by time and ice, or the remnants of something deliberately built and long forgotten? Share your theories in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Strangely, while surrounding areas experience thawing during the summer, with temperatures rising to 15 to 18 degrees Celsius, the snow and ice on the gate remain entirely unmoved. Some climatologists suggest the presence of an updraft of cold air from beneath the ground, creating a localized natural refrigeration effect. Yet even that theory cannot explain why the ice forms such a symmetrical layer, consistently distributed and without any signs of melting for hundreds of years. But the most debated and most legendary aspect of this site lies in one central question: is this gate a natural formation or the remnant of an ancient man-made structure? Its perfectly curved shape, smooth-edged boundaries, and parallel fissures that resemble tool marks raise serious doubts. Satellite imagery reveals repeated patterns in the rock layers, strikingly similar to megalithic architecture found in prehistoric human constructions. Some believe this could be the gateway to a buried city from an undocumented chapter of human history. Locals refer to it as the Sealed Rift, and legends claim it was sealed by frost gods to prevent something from escaping. They believe whoever opens the gate could unleash a dormant power that has slumbered for millennia. While that may sound mythical, it's hard to ignore the reports. GPS systems, compasses, and drones all show interference when nearing the site. Some archaeologists who attempted close contact reported disorientation or extreme chills despite no significant drop in temperature. To this day, no scientific study has been able to fully explain the Frozen Gate. Whether it is a freak geological formation or the remnant of an ancient civilization, it stands as a striking testament to the limits of our understanding of nature and history. Are we merely looking at a natural wonder, or are we standing before the remnants of a long-forgotten world? Among the greatest mysteries of ancient history lies the Proto-Elamite script, a writing system that dates back to around 3200–2900 BCE, making it one of the oldest known writing systems ever created. What sets it apart is not only its age, but the haunting fact that it remains completely undeciphered to this day. For over a century, Linguists, archaeologists, and computer scientists have tried to crack its code, yet not a single line of Proto-Elamite can be confidently read. It stands as the oldest written language that no one alive can understand. If this is truly the oldest unreadable writing in human history, what do you think it was trying to say? Could it have been simple accounting records, or something far more profound that we've lost forever? Share your theory in the comments below. Unlike Egyptian hieroglyphs, which were deciphered thanks to the Rosetta Stone, Proto-Elamite offers no bilingual inscriptions to serve as a key. There are no glossaries, no parallel texts, no familiar names to anchor interpretations. Every attempt to understand it is like trying to solve a puzzle without a single corner piece. And while Sumerian cuneiform, its Mesopotamian neighbor, eventually became readable, the Proto-Elamite script remains isolated, with no known descendants or evolved forms to provide clues. What makes it even more perplexing is its structure. Over 1,000 distinct symbols have been identified, many of which appear only once across all known texts. This lack of repetition and inconsistency between tablets leaves researchers unable to detect reliable grammatical patterns. Some scholars believe it may be a mix of logograms and proto-syllabic elements, but without context, that theory remains speculative. The script was primarily used in what is now southwestern Iran and is found inscribed on clay tablets, often related to administrative records. But even that is an educated guess, drawn from the format and layout of the symbols, not from their deciphered meaning. And then comes the greatest enigma. Despite being one of the first writing systems in human history, the Proto-Elamite script vanished after just 300 years. It was never adopted by neighboring civilizations, never adapted into a new system. Its disappearance is as puzzling as its creation. Why would an entire writing tradition be abandoned so quickly? Did it fail to serve its users? Was it too complex? Or did a social upheaval erase it from memory? Modern technology has certainly helped in some respects. High-resolution scans, 3D imaging, and machine learning have enabled researchers to catalog and compare thousands of characters. Still, even artificial intelligence has not been able to crack the code. The Proto-Elamite script remains a wall, one that neither time logic nor computing power has yet broken through. In an age where we can sequence DNA from extinct species and map the surface of Mars, it's almost unthinkable that the words of ancient scribes etched into clay more than 5 millennia ago still speak a language we cannot hear. Proto-Elamite is not just an ancient script, it is a testament to the limits of human understanding and a reminder that the past still holds secrets we may never unlock. Human teeth in a monkey skull at Gobekli Cave, one of the most bizarre and controversial archaeological discoveries to date, has left the scientific community stunned. In a sediment layer dated to over 1.5 million years ago at Gobekli Cave in Ethiopia, archaeologists uncovered a monkey skull belonging to the Cercopithecid family, a classic group of monkeys that once roamed prehistoric Africa. But the real shock did not come from the skull itself. It came from what was found inside it: 2 human teeth. What do you think about this strange discovery? How could 2 human teeth end up inside the skull of a monkey that lived 1.5 million years ago? Do you believe it was an ancient ritual, a freak accident of nature, or something far beyond our current understanding? Drop your theories in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. There were no signs of intentional burial, nor was there any evidence of accidental mixing commonly caused by earthquakes, floods, or landslides. Researchers confirmed that the 2 human teeth, 1 premolar and 1 molar, had been placed inside the monkey's cranial cavity, where the brain would have been. The question is, how could human teeth end up neatly inside a monkey skull with no geological disturbance whatsoever? This is not a phenomenon that can be explained by any known natural processes. In fact, throughout the entire history of human archaeology, no similar case has ever been documented. The combination of human teeth inside a monkey skull represents a scientific paradox, a piece of evidence that does not fit with any current hypothesis or model of cognitive evolution. Some researchers propose that this may be the trace of a primitive, ritualistic behavior. It's possible that Homo erectus, our ancestor at the time, killed the monkey to eat its brain and then placed human teeth into the skull as a symbolic act of some sort. If this is true, it would represent an extraordinarily early sign of abstract thinking, a trait usually attributed only to later Homo sapiens. But here lies the problem: was Homo erectus capable of symbolic reasoning complex enough to perform ritual behavior? According to the current timeline of human evolution, ritual behavior only emerged around 100,000 years ago, at least 1.4 million years later than the Gombor finding. This would mean that if the ritual theory holds, the entire history of human cognition must be rewritten. This discovery not only sparks debates in archaeology, but also forces anthropologists, neuroscientists, and philosophers to reconsider: how much do we truly know about the deep past of our own species, and how many mysteries of ancient intelligence still lie buried in the ground like two nameless human teeth inside the skull of a monkey that died over 1 million years ago. In the world of archaeology, there is no shortage of strange discoveries that force scientists to rethink what we thought we knew. One of the most controversial artifacts is the Bronze Man of Altiplano, a small metal statue allegedly found in the high-altitude plains of Altiplano between Bolivia and Peru. Buried deep beneath the arid soils of the Andes, this statue appears to be a misplaced piece in the puzzle of human history, and it all begins with the very material it's made of: bronze. What do you think? Could a bronze statue really predate metallurgy itself, or is this just a misinterpreted anomaly? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your theory. Bronze, a metal alloy of copper and tin, is widely regarded as a major breakthrough in human metallurgical history. However, the technique of bronze making is typically documented as first emerging in the Middle East between 3300 and 1200 BCE during the Bronze Age. In stark contrast, preliminary analyses based on the patina layer, oxidation levels, and burial conditions have led to a shocking hypothesis: this statue may have existed for tens of thousands of years, far older than any known metallurgical civilization in the Americas. This presents an unresolvable contradiction. How could a technologically advanced alloy like bronze appear in a deeply buried statue in a remote South American mountain region, dating back to a time when the world had yet to discover metallurgy at all? Beyond the unusual material, the craftsmanship of the statue also far exceeds what is known from native civilizations like the Inca or Tiwanaku. The figure depicts a man with balanced body proportions, fine engravings, and evidence suggesting it was made using a sophisticated mold casting technique requiring high temperatures and precision. This only deepens the mystery: who made this statue and how? The statue lacks recognizable traits from known South American indigenous cultures. Its facial features, clothing, and posture feel strangely foreign. Some researchers even argue that it resembles the artistic styles of ancient Mediterranean or Middle Eastern civilizations. If that's true, could this be evidence of some kind of ancient intercontinental contact that modern history has yet to acknowledge. The mystery of the Bronze Man of Altiplano grows murkier due to the lack of clear excavation records. There is no formal archaeological documentation detailing when, where, or under what conditions the artifact was discovered. Some skeptics suggest it could be a forgery or an object that was relocated from another region. Yet metallurgical tests reveal oxidation and patina consistent with long-term burial, something extremely difficult to fake convincingly with current technology. This bronze statue is more than just an ancient artifact. It is a direct challenge to our current understanding of history. It raises the question, could there have once been advanced prehistoric civilizations that vanished without a trace? Or have we simply missed a major chapter in human history, still buried beneath the ancient rocks of the Andes? Whatever the answer may be, the Bronze Man of Altiplano remains a symbol of an unsolved mystery and a reminder that sometimes history can be wrong. Amid the massive T-shaped pillars of Gobekli Tepe, a site considered the oldest temple in the world, lies a mysterious relief that has baffled archaeologists, the image of a bizarre monster. With a serpentine body, a large head, gaping mouth, and oddly proportioned limbs, this creature resembles no known animal from the Anatolian region 11,000 years ago. It also doesn't fit into the familiar ecosystem depicted elsewhere at the site, animals like foxes, deer snakes, or wild boars. What do you think this strange creature could be? Is it just an artistic imagination, a mythical guardian, or something far more mysterious perhaps, based on a real creature long lost to history? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We're curious to hear your theory. So what makes this carving truly special? It's the age. Estimated to be around 11,600 years old, this relief was created during a time when humans had not yet invented writing, the wheel, metallurgy, or even long-term agriculture and settlement. Conventionally, this era is seen as the dawn of spiritual expression, a time of primitive worship, conveyed through basic symbols and abstract shapes. Yet this monster carving showcases advanced carving techniques, sharp detailing, deliberate composition, and extraordinary imaginative capacity far beyond what we expect from a hunter-gatherer society. This single image challenges long-held assumptions about the evolution of human intelligence and society. How could a pre-literate community create megalithic architecture weighing tens of tons and also carve such complex, expressive figures? Were they guided by some lost knowledge system? Or have we underestimated the intellectual depth, worldview, and spiritual awareness of our ancient ancestors? Beyond its strange form, this monster relief is placed at the central position on a major stone pillar within the sacred circle of Gobekli Tepe. This suggests that the image was not randomly placed, but may have served a ritual function or symbolic purpose, perhaps as a guardian creature or a representation of chaos, a force the ancient community sought to control through ceremonial means. Some modern scholars compare this imagery to legends from Sumer Babylon and even ancient India, where sea monsters, multi-headed serpents, or hybrid beasts often symbolize primordial chaos opposed to order and light. It's possible that even in these early times, humans were already haunted by the fear of chaos, and the monster became a powerful ritual and artistic tool to express and confront that fear. Whether this monster at Gobekli Tepe represents a ritual symbol, a mythological figure, or a product of collective imagination, it poses a powerful question to our modern minds. What if the earliest civilizations weren't as primitive as we've believed? Could something far greater be buried beneath the layers of Earth? Not just artifacts, but an entirely new way of seeing human history. Among the strangest and most debated archaeological discoveries in West Africa is a small but peculiar artifact known as the zinc-copper tool from Bioko. At first glance, it may seem like just another corroded piece of ancient metal, but this tool challenges conventional timelines and raises a fundamental question: who made it? What do you think? Could this be a forgotten technology from an unknown culture, or just a case of mistaken context? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your theory. The artifact was uncovered on the island of Bioko, off the coast of Equatorial Guinea. What makes it remarkable is not just its composition, an advanced alloy of zinc and copper, but the sheer cultural void it emerged from. No known civilization on Bioko, or even the surrounding mainland cultures at the presumed time of its origin, had the metallurgical knowledge required to craft such an item. There are no kilns, no smelting remains, no historical records, and no similar artifacts in the region's archaeological record. Its design doesn't resemble the iron tools of West African empires like Mali or Benin, nor does it reflect influence from North African or European technologies known to have arrived centuries later. It appears alien, not in the science fiction sense, but alien to every known cultural context that archaeologists have studied in this part of the world. This cultural detachment is what truly puzzles researchers. It doesn't fit with any recognized style function or metallurgical tradition. Unlike tools that can be clearly tied to agricultural or military purposes, the Bioko tool defies categorization. Was it ceremonial? Was it imported from a lost maritime culture? Or could it be evidence of a brief, undocumented contact with a technologically advanced group that left no other trace? This is the most shocking part. The artifact has no cultural homeland. It doesn't belong to anyone, and it leaves behind no trail to follow. Some propose that it might be a trade artifact brought from distant shores, but no trade routes inscriptions or linked artifacts support that theory. Others suggest contamination, that it fell into the soil during modern times and was mistakenly dated. Yet tests on the sediment and patina argue otherwise. Ultimately, the greatest mystery of the zinc-copper tool is not its chemistry, but its cultural silence. It speaks of a hand that shaped it, a mind that designed it, and a people that, at least according to current history, shouldn't have existed on that island at that time with that knowledge. And so it sits in quiet defiance of our maps and timelines, forcing us to ask, what else have we missed in the overlooked corners of history? Amid the ancient fields of Ukraine, a small clay figurine has stunned both archaeologists and enthusiasts of the mysterious, the three-eyed woman figurine. Far more than a simple archaeological artifact, this figurine raises countless questions about the knowledge, artistry, and beliefs of an ancient civilization that once flourished in Eastern Europe, the Trypillian culture, circa 5000, 2700 BCE. The most striking feature, of course, is the three eyes on the woman's face. Two sit in the usual position, while the third is clearly carved on the forehead, a symbol rarely seen in Trypillian art. In many other cultures, the third eye represents metaphysical wisdom, spiritual enlightenment, or prophetic ability. Yet in the symbolic system of Trypillian culture, there are no records confirming such imagery. This out-of-place feature turns the figurine into a major enigma, possibly depicting a goddess, a deified woman, or even a being from another world, as suggested by proponents of the ancient astronaut theory. Beyond the debate over symbolism, what truly astonishes researchers is the quality and craftsmanship of the figurine. Though made from simple fired clay, it possesses remarkably symmetrical and precise body proportions. Every detail, from the shape of the eyes, curves of the body, to subtle features, like the nose and lips, is sculpted with astonishing accuracy. The surface even shows traces of paint or pigment, suggesting that the creators cared not only about form, but also visual expression, marking a significant leap in artistic thinking during the Neolithic period. Unlike many clay figurines of the same era that were crudely hand-shaped, this three-eyed woman appears to have been crafted using specialized tools, or at least by the hands of a highly skilled artisan. The clay is well processed with minimal impurities. The firing temperature was carefully controlled just right to allow the figurine to endure for millennia without cracking. Some experts even believe the ancient makers understood and managed firing temperatures, a concept hard to imagine over 5,000 years ago without advanced technical knowledge. Could this civilization have possessed a level of technological understanding far beyond what we've documented? The figurine's posture also carries unusual traits: an upright stance, arms at the sides, a solemn face, and a forward gaze. It exudes an aura of dignity and transcendence, very different from the fertility goddesses of the same era, often curvy, hunched, and primal in expression. Could this be the representation of a being above ordinary humans, a revered spirit, or an unknown mythical figure? All these features make the figurine more than a simple archaeological object. It is a direct challenge to our understanding of prehistoric art and technology. It prompts us to ask, did our ancestors possess knowledge and skill far beyond what mainstream history acknowledges? Or is this the legacy of a lost stream of knowledge, perhaps influenced by an unknown civilization? To this day, the three-eyed woman figurine remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries. And precisely because of that, it has become a symbol of curiosity, reminding us that even a small lump of clay can carry an entire universe of questions about human intelligence, belief, and craftsmanship in the ancient world. Deep within the arid cliffs of the Bamiyan Valley, once a flourishing Buddhist center along the ancient Silk Road, lies a secret that time has yet to fully uncover. Behind the two world-famous Buddha statues, towering once at 38 and 55 meters high before being destroyed by the Taliban in 2001, exists a mysterious system of passageways and caves carved into the rock, stretching like an ancient maze. What do you think might be hidden behind the sealed tunnels of Bamiyan? Ancient scrolls, secret chambers, or perhaps something no one expects at all? Share your theories in the comments below. Archaeologists have discovered a network of narrow corridors, spiral staircases, and meditation chambers carved directly into the rock, a clear sign that the Bamiyan Buddhas were not merely sculptures, but part of a larger complex for religious practice and ascetic retreat. Inside these rooms, fragments of ancient murals, small Buddha statues, and traces of monks who once lived and meditated there centuries ago have been found. Remarkably, some murals found in the hidden chambers behind the statues used oil-based painting techniques dating as far back as the 7th and 8th centuries, predating Renaissance oil paintings in Europe by hundreds of years. This discovery has challenged global assumptions about the origins of oil painting, highlighting the sophistication of Buddhist art in Central Asia during that era. Some researchers even suggest that the tunnels behind the statues might be just the beginning of a larger, interconnected system, possibly linking to other cave complexes in the valley or even to an entire underground Buddhist city that once existed here. These structures may have served as safe travel routes, locations for secret rituals, or repositories for ancient scriptures. But what keeps researchers captivated by Bamiyan is precisely what remains unexplored. Many corridors are blocked by collapsed rock or remain inaccessible due to the lingering danger of landmines from past wars. Some pathways are still sealed, their destinations unknown. Surveying equipment fails to penetrate the complex terrain. What lies beyond could be ancient carved scriptures, priceless religious artifacts, or perhaps fragments of history long obscured by time and conflict. The greatest question remains unanswered. What lies behind the thick layers of rock and eternal darkness in Bamiyan? Could the valley still be guarding the secrets of a once glorious Buddhist civilization now buried beneath dust and silence? And will the world ever get the chance to uncover everything still hidden behind that long-forgotten passage before it's lost forever? The scriptless tablets of Luristan, metal tablets with no inscriptions found in the Zagros Mountains of Iran, remain one of the greatest enigmas of Near Eastern archaeology. Discovered in the early 20th century during excavations or through the antiquities trade in the province of Luristan, present-day Western Iran, these tablets have puzzled researchers because they contain absolutely no writing or illustrative markings, a highly unusual feature for artifacts shaped like record-keeping tablets from ancient history. What do you think these blank metal tablets were really meant for? Were they sacred ritual objects, secret messages erased by time, or relics from a forgotten technology? Drop your theories in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What makes these tablets truly astonishing lies in their material composition and craftsmanship. They are made from an unusually pure bronze-tin alloy, sometimes containing traces of lead or nickel, rare metallurgical elements, not commonly seen in artifacts from their estimated age circa 1700 BCE. Many of the tablets are rolled or hammered so thin that light can pass through their edges with an incredibly consistent thickness, revealing a level of metalworking sophistication well beyond what was typical at the time. In an era when most metal tools were crude and uneven, the ability to produce thin, flat, uncracked sheets of metal in standardized dimensions suggests that the craftsmen were not only master-level artisans, but also working with a clear and deliberate purpose. Moreover, the consistent alloy composition across tablets excavated from different locations in Luristan indicates a unified and organized metallurgical system, possibly the output of a specialized casting or forging center that has yet to be discovered. The presence of rare elements and the precise control over their proportions could not have been accidental. This raises the question: could these be the products of a forgotten ancient technological tradition, or remnants of metallurgical knowledge never recorded in history? These tablets are often found alongside ritual artifacts such as miniature statues, masks, decorative weapons, and non-utilitarian offerings, suggesting that their role may have been religious or spiritual in nature. Some theories propose that content may have once been written on them using perishable organic inks or encoded in geometric microstructures, but no definitive evidence has surfaced. What is certain is that they do not resemble any known form of script, inscription, tablet, or ceremonial object from the ancient Middle East. It is this combination of text-like appearance, total lack of content, and exceptional craftsmanship that places the scriptless tablets of Luristan beyond conventional explanation. They are not just an archaeological mystery. They are a mirror reflecting the limits of modern knowledge when confronted with a past that left no written trace. Beneath the ancient rock layers of the Ellora Cave complex, one of the world's greatest monolithic architectural wonders lies a strange, nearly forgotten structure, a spiral staircase carved deep into the earth with no signage, no lighting, and no clear explanation. It goes by a mysterious name, the spiral staircase beneath Ellora. But here's the question: If this spiral staircase truly exists beneath a lore hidden, unmarked, and unexplained, what do you think it was built for? A forgotten ritual, a sealed chamber, or something far stranger? Drop your theories in the comments below. We'd love to hear how you make sense of this mystery. This staircase does not appear on any official archaeological diagrams published by the Archaeological Survey of India. It is known only through blurry photographs, a few short videos on social media, or tales from visitors who stumbled upon it while exploring the side chambers of Cave 16, also known as Kailasa Temple, the largest rock-cut, monolithic structure in the world. From a narrow, shadowy passage near the cave's edge, the staircase spirals downward, as if leading deep into the earth. Though hand-carved, the steps display an oddly precise geometry, evenly spaced, perfectly rounded spirals, almost without flaw. This design reveals a level of technical skill far beyond what most would assume for its time. The structure does not lead to any known destination. It opens into no shrine, connects to no corridor or chamber, and bears no signs of religious iconography or functional use. It simply descends, then ends. No markings, no obvious purpose. This leaves archaeologists perplexed. Why build such an intricate structure, hidden away, where almost no one sees it, if it serves no apparent function? Some believe the staircase may have once led to an underground chamber that has since collapsed or been sealed. Others think it could be a kind of ritual descent path where monks or pilgrims walked into darkness, not to reach a place, but to experience the journey itself. Some even suggest it might be an entrance to an older architectural layer, perhaps a remnant of a prehistoric civilization lost to time. The Ellora spiral staircase is more than just an engineering riddle. It's a challenge to how we understand ancient intent. If every structure in history was built with a purpose, could there exist ones designed solely to remain misunderstood? And if so, what truths are being deliberately concealed? What do you think? If you had the chance to descend this mysterious spiral staircase, how far would you go? And what do you believe awaits at the end of that dark and silent path? Deep within the arid land of Campo del Cielo, Argentina, where a massive meteor shower struck over 4,000 years ago, researchers discovered an unusual meteorite fragment. Not only is it part of a spaceborne object rich in iron and nickel, but what truly puzzled archaeologists and modern scientists alike were the mysterious engraved markings on its surface that resemble writing. But here's the question. If this is truly a meteorite from outer space, who or what could have carved symbols into it? Do you think it's an ancient human mystery, or something not of this earth? Let us know what you think in the comments below. The discovery of a meteorite fragment clearly of extraterrestrial origin with clearly engraved symbols on its surface is almost unprecedented. No one doubts that the material came from space. Its iron-nickel composition, magnetic properties, and confirmed origin from the famous Campo del Cielo meteor field are well established. But what was found, etched onto its surface, is what throws every conventional theory into disarray. On the surface of the meteorite are deep, clean lines arranged in a clear, deliberate pattern, appearing to be part of some symbolic system, as if someone attempted to convey information or leave a message. However, these symbols do not match any known writing system, not ancient Egyptian, not Sumerian, and not any language of the pre-Columbian civilizations of South America. Even experts in ancient linguistics have failed to draw any meaningful comparisons. The biggest question is, who could have engraved these symbols onto a material as hard as a meteorite? And why engraving something this dense and metal-rich is extremely difficult without modern tools? Yet no such tools were found near the discovery site. If it was done by an ancient civilization, their technology must have far surpassed what we know. And if it was done in modern times, why hasn't it been officially documented? Why are there no academic studies, only unverified reports and fringe sources? Some believe this is the remnant of a long-lost prehistoric civilization, or worse, evidence of contact with extraterrestrials. Others think it's a well-crafted hoax. But regardless of interpretation, the existence of a meteorite bearing unknown engraved symbols remains one of the most baffling mysteries in modern archaeology and astronomy. Is this a message from a distant past or from beyond this world? The answer remains hidden within the cold, metallic surface of that Argentine meteorite fragment. Hidden deep among the dry limestone mountains of Oman. The Echo Vault is one of the most mysterious natural sites in the Middle East. It's not clearly marked on tourist maps and lacks any formal infrastructure, yet it continues to attract adventurers drawn to a strange, unexplained phenomenon, echoes that behave like nothing else on Earth. When you call out inside the Echo Vault, the first shock is that the sound doesn't just bounce back. Once it often returns in multiple consecutive waves, each clear and vivid, with unexpected changes in pitch, volume, and rhythm, as if the cave itself is deliberately mimicking your voice. Many who've experienced it describe hearing something that feels like a presence on the other side of the rock responding. Some explorers even claim the echoes have a mind of their own, as the sounds sometimes come back, transformed, not a copy, but something altered and eerie. What do you think is really happening inside the Echo Vault? Is it just a strange natural echo, or something more intelligent, hiding within the stone? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your theory. This effect makes the Echo Vault an unresolved acoustic enigma. The cave's interior is not symmetrical, not flat, and shows no signs of manipulation, yet it somehow manages to reproduce sound reflections as perfectly as a modern recording studio. Geologists who've conducted preliminary surveys still cannot explain how this chaotic, rugged stone structure produces such precise and complex echo behavior, and all without a single sign of human design. What's even more remarkable is that the Echo Vault is completely natural. There are no carvings, no architecture, no structural enhancements. Unlike amphitheaters or domed cathedrals built to reflect sound, this place has nothing man-made to guide the acoustics. The only explanation left is one many find hard to believe: pure natural coincidence, a hypothesis that seems too convenient for such a perfect result. Locals refer to it as the Cave of Ancient Voices, and believe that the spirits of ancestors still speak through its echoes. Folklore tells of travelers who entered alone and heard whispers with no source, or voices softly calling their names in the silence. Some claim these are messages from another realm, or perhaps remnants of an ancient civilization that once used sound as a mystical language. To this day, the Echo Vault remains largely unexplored by international scientific teams. Though a few unofficial surveys have been conducted, it is still considered a blank spot on the archaeological and geophysical map. This makes it a hidden treasure for researchers in acoustics, geology, archaeology, and even cultural anthropology. Everyone who steps into the Echo Vault, explorers, locals, or curious travelers, walks away with the same question: is this just a strange fluke of nature, or could it be the remains of an intelligent design buried through the ages? A space that echoes your voice, as if it understands, a stone chamber that listens back. The Echo Vault remains silent, but every echo that returns from its depths seems to whisper to us. Maybe nature isn't as random as we think. In the vast and windswept steppes of Kazakhstan, scattered across remote hillsides and elevated plains, lie strange and haunting formations known as the star stones. These massive stone structures, shaped in crisp geometric star patterns, have puzzled archaeologists and geologists alike for years. At first glance, their shapes are almost too precise, too intentional to be the product of natural processes. Some have 5 points like a perfect star, others are multi-pronged with symmetrical edges that hint at deliberate design. They sit motionless, atop isolated ridges, their forms visible even from satellite imagery, casting long shadows across the empty land. What do you think? Do these star-shaped formations look natural to you, or do they seem like the work of an ancient intelligence? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take on this strange mystery from Kazakhstan. But what makes the star stones truly extraordinary is not merely their shape or location, but the complete absence of cultural context surrounding them. Unlike other megalithic or ceremonial sites across the world, the star stones are not accompanied by ruins of settlements, tools, carvings, or burials. There are no ancient roads leading to them, no writings or inscriptions etched in stone. They do not belong to any known civilization, nor do they appear in historical records or folklore. They simply exist as if dropped into the landscape without origin or purpose. This stark lack of archaeological footprint has led to intense speculation. If humans created these formations, where are the traces of their presence? Why is there no evidence of habitation worship or even transit nearby? Could these stones be remnants of a now-lost culture, one that left no other trace? Or do they point to a form of symbolic or astronomical knowledge we have yet to understand? Some researchers have proposed that the stones served as prehistoric solar markers aligned with seasonal changes in the sun's path. Others wonder if they had ritualistic functions like places of worship or sacrifice. But in the absence of artifacts or written language, these theories remain speculative. Adding to the mystery, no definitive dating has ever been confirmed for these structures. We don't know if they're thousands of years old or far more recent. Even their geological origin is debated. Some believe they were carved or arranged using tools far beyond the presumed capabilities of ancient local populations. The star stones challenge our assumptions about history and human capability. Their isolation from all known cultural frameworks makes them a true enigma, a haunting question carved into stone. Are they the work of forgotten hands, erased by time and nature, or are they merely the result of geological coincidence that tricks our eyes into seeing purpose where there is none? Whatever the answer, the star stones remain one of the most mysterious and contextless formations on Earth, inviting awe, skepticism, and wonder in equal measure. Across the barren and windswept steppes of Mongolia, where the sky and earth seem to merge into endless space, there exists a strange phenomenon that continues to puzzle scientists and locals alike. Perfect mud circles etched into the natural landscape, as if someone had used a giant compass to draw them on the ground. These circles usually span from a few meters to several dozen, with distinct outlines and surfaces made of cracked, dry mud or clay standing out starkly from their surroundings. But what truly makes them special is not their shape, but a far more haunting question. Where do they come from? What do you think created these perfect circles in the middle of nowhere? Could it be a natural force or something left behind by ancient people? Let us know your theory in the comments below. There is no unified explanation for the origin of these formations. Some geologists suggest they might be remnants of methane or CO2 emissions from underground, distorting the soil's structure and leaving behind cracked circular marks like the Earth's breath made visible. However, the geological layers in the areas where these circles are found don't match typical features seen in methane lake regions or gas eruptions. Other hypotheses propose they result from repeated freeze-thaw cycles in semi-arid zones, but the near-perfect roundness and the remarkable consistency across multiple locations cast serious doubt on this idea. Interestingly, many lean toward the idea of human origins. Could these be the remains of ancient Mongolian nomadic rituals, perhaps where temporary structures once stood, like ceremonial tents, wooden poles, or shamanic circles? Some circles even resemble the ghostly footprints of forgotten foundations now lost to time. Yet no cultural artifacts have ever been recovered. No bones, no tools, no traces of fire, making the theory of human involvement just as uncertain. It's this half-natural, half-artificial ambiguity resisting easy classification that has propelled the Mongolian mud circles into the realm of Asia's most enigmatic phenomena. They evoke comparisons to Western crop circles, those mysterious designs in wheat fields often linked to UFOs, but possess a character all their own, desolate, harsh, and seemingly forgotten by time. No signs of modern human activity exist nearby. No vehicles, no livestock, no frequent travelers. They simply sit in silence, waiting for someone to notice, to investigate, or just to stand and wonder. Whether they are rare natural phenomena or the eroded remnants of an ancient nomadic culture, the mud circles of Mongolia maintain a fog of uncertainty, one that both provokes curiosity and sparks the imagination of anyone who stumbles upon them. And perhaps it is that very ambiguity that makes them so uniquely captivating. In a remote cave in southern France, archaeologists uncovered an object so unusual it defied classification by modern knowledge, a glowing stone tablet, now referred to by the mysterious name, the Glowing Stone Tablet of France. Its appearance alone was stunning. A surface polished smooth as glass, adorned with symmetrical patterns and symbols of unknown origin. But the real shock did not lie in its appearance. It was the composition of the stone itself that baffled mineralogists in unprecedented ways. What do you think this glowing tablet really is? Could it be a relic from a forgotten civilization or something not of this earth? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you believe. When taken to a laboratory for analysis, mineralogists and materials scientists discovered something unexplainable. The tablet contained a type of silicate crystal that had never been recorded in any natural sample on Earth. This crystal structure exhibited an abnormally high level of molecular organization and even showed the ability to emit a faint light in complete darkness, despite the absence of radioactivity or conventional phosphorescent compounds. It could retain light energy for hours, a mechanism scientists described as beyond current understanding in mineralogy. Spectroscopic analysis revealed that the tablet's composition did not match any known sediment or bedrock in the region where it was found. No known geological process in that area could have created this material. A mineral structure with such a unique combination of elements, buried deep underground and isolated from natural formation processes, raises a profound question: where did it come from, and how was it made? Some theories suggest that the tablet may be the product of an ancient civilization with materials science knowledge surpassing even today's standards. Others propose it might be a fragment from a meteorite, yet no trace of extraterrestrial metals or common meteoritic components has been found. More and more experts suspect that the tablet is not a natural formation at all, but rather an intentionally crafted artifact carrying a forgotten message or ritual purpose from a culture long lost. In addition to its unique mineral makeup, the tablet exhibits a soft, bluish-green glow in darkness, a phenomenon observed at the excavation site itself. Its surface is inscribed with spiraling symbols and symmetrical geometric patterns unlike any known writing system such as Celtic Roman or Phoenician. Some researchers believe it may be a coded message, an astronomical chart, or a sacred ritual object tied to a vanished belief system. To this day, no one has been able to fully explain the origin, purpose, or function of this tablet. With a mineral structure never before seen and strange physical phenomena. The glowing stone tablet of France is considered one of the greatest archaeological enigmas of modern Europe, beautiful, challenging, and seemingly alien to our world. Until science can offer answers, it remains a vivid symbol of mysteries that lie far beyond the boundaries of human understanding. Deep within the freezing, secluded ice caves of Greenland, places where few humans have ever set foot, explorers have reported a phenomenon that has stunned the scientific world: carvings of human faces etched directly into the icy walls. These are not random cracks or light-induced illusions, but clear facial depictions with eyes, noses, mouths, and even expressions appearing as if sculpted by an artist's hand. In an environment as harsh as this, with temperatures plummeting to 40 degrees C, fierce winds, and tight, treacherous spaces, the creation of such detailed carvings seems nearly impossible, even for modern humans, let alone ancient ones. But what do you think? Could these faces really have been carved by human hands in such extreme conditions? Or is there something else at play here that we haven't yet understood? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your theory. What makes this phenomenon even more mysterious, perhaps more than any other theory, is the complete absence of carving tools, habitation sites, or any signs of human activity near these faces. No stone flakes, bones, pottery shards, charcoal, or cultural debris. None of the things prehistoric cultures typically leave behind when creating art have ever been found. These ice caves are located in remote areas, only accessed by recent expeditions, and there is absolutely no evidence to suggest ancient people ever lived nearby. This total lack of trace, this invisible origin, has left many researchers feeling unsettled and full of doubt. If there were no tools, no people, no settlements, then who or what created these faces? Some climate scientists speculate that they might be the result of natural ice erosion over time. But such explanations cannot account for the symmetrical features, the proportional faces, or the clearly human-like expressions. In fact, some of the carvings even depict unusual anatomical features: elongated eyes, unusually tall foreheads, or pointed chins, traits that don't match those of modern Homo sapiens. This has led to more radical theories. Perhaps these are remnants of an unknown ancient species, or maybe not human at all. Sadly, these ice face carvings do not last forever. They melt with the seasons, vanishing into water, with no trace left behind. There are no surrounding sediments, no embedded fossils, nothing that can help establish their age using conventional dating methods. Every photo, every frame of footage becomes a fragile piece of evidence, a fleeting question mark in the heart of Greenland's icy wilderness. Maybe they're just tricks of nature, or maybe they are remnants of something humanity is not yet ready to understand. Beneath the arid soil of Golestan province in Iran, archaeologists have uncovered one of the most mysterious structures ever found in the Middle East, a subterranean wall over 100 kilometers long, widely referred to by the evocative name, the underground Great Wall of Iran. This structure doesn't just astonish by its sheer size and silent existence through millennia. It challenges everything we thought we knew about the region's history. What do you think this massive underground wall was built for? Could it have been a forgotten military frontier, a sacred path, or something we haven't even imagined yet? Share your theories in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. The structure was first discovered through satellite imagery and later confirmed through field surveys. It stretches for about 115 kilometers, with most of its length completely buried underground, only emerging in a few eroded or damaged sections. The walls are made of stone clay and mortar about 3 meters high and 2 meters wide, dimensions comparable to many ancient military constructions built to protect borders from invading forces. Its shape, featuring mounds, embankments, and continuously connected segments, strongly resembles a defensive wall or territorial barrier. However, the most shocking and baffling aspect, one that has left historians and archaeologists scratching their heads, is this. There is no historical record whatsoever that mentions this structure. For thousands of years, from the era of the Parthian Empire to the Sassanid dynasty and even into the Islamic periods, no epic administrative document, ancient map, manuscript, or even local legend has ever made reference to a wall stretching hundreds of kilometers underground. This is highly unusual. A colossal structure like this, whether for defense demarcation or ceremonial use, should have been recorded somewhere or at the very least passed down through oral tradition. But the reality is nothing. A complete silence, as if this wall never existed in the consciousness of ancient peoples. This puzzling historical silence has led researchers to propose a variety of bold and at times controversial theories. Could this be the last remaining trace of a long-lost civilization unrecognized by mainstream history? Or was it a failed military project deliberately erased from the historical record due to political or religious reasons? Some suggest a ceremonial purpose, perhaps it was a sacred boundary or pilgrimage route belonging to an ancient forgotten belief system. Yet none of these theories are backed by concrete evidence, and the question remains unanswered. Why has such a massive construction vanished from the written history of humanity? Whatever its original purpose, defensive, territorial, or ritualistic, one thing is clear: this underground wall should not exist if we only trust the history written by human hands. Its complete absence from historical documentation transforms it from a simple archaeological find into a true enigma, one that challenges modern historical thinking. A wall hundreds of kilometers long, buried for thousands of years, may well be the key to an unwritten chapter of human civilization. And that's what makes the underground Great Wall of Iran one of the greatest archaeological mysteries of the modern world. The hollow tombs of Lake Tana. Silent stone structures near Ethiopia's largest lake remain a baffling archaeological enigma. Unlike any other known ancient burial sites, these stone constructions are completely hollow inside, like chiseled-out stone boxes containing no human remains, no grave goods, and no signs of ever having been used for burial. What truly stuns researchers is this: on every outer and inner surface of these tombs, there is a complete absence of markings. No inscriptions, no carvings, no symbols, no ancient scripts, no religious traces, absolutely nothing. What do you think these hollow, unmarked tombs were really built for? Were they places of forgotten rituals, shelters for spirits, or something even stranger, something we're not yet ready to understand? Drop your theories in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think. In archaeology, ancient stone structures usually carry at least some clues, symbols, carvings, or patterns that help date them or identify the culture behind their construction. Even faint decorative motifs can be valuable clues, but here, the hollow tombs are utterly silent. This silence is not just a lack of information, it is the total absence of any intention to communicate across time. These mysterious structures seem to have been built not to be understood, not to leave messages for the future. This has led to speculation that they may not belong to any known civilization, or that their purpose lies outside all conventional religious funerary or ceremonial frameworks. Some suggest these structures were sites for water-based rituals, due to their location near the lake and the empty interior resembling a sacred chamber rather than a tomb. Local legends even claim they were shelters for bodiless souls beings without a physical form that needed a place to reside among the living. But whatever the theory, the complete absence of any markings on the stone renders all explanations speculative at best without any solid archaeological basis. What puzzles archaeologists even more is the technical sophistication of these tombs. Their structure displays nearly perfect right angles, symmetrical layouts, and a level of craftsmanship far beyond what is believed to have existed in that region at the time. So, who built them? With what tools? And more intriguingly, for what purpose would someone go to such lengths and yet leave no written trace whatsoever? The hollow tombs of Lake Tana are not just architectural mysteries. They are the physical embodiment of a forgotten purpose buried in time and silence, a whisper from the ancient past in a language no one can speak. The Black Disk of Shoria is one of the most mysterious and controversial archaeological phenomena in Siberia, Russia. Widely circulated across online platforms and mystery-themed videos, the object is described as a massive stone disk, nearly perfectly circular and jet black in color, located deep within the remote forests of the Shoria mountain range. While no official scientific documentation has confirmed its existence, the images and stories surrounding it have fueled the imagination of many who are fascinated by unexplained archaeological phenomena. What do you think about the Black Disk of Shoria? Could it be a natural rock formation misunderstood as something mysterious? Or is it evidence of a lost technology that challenges everything we know about ancient history? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We're excited to hear your theories. What makes this black disk especially intriguing is not just its shape, but the type of material from which it is made. According to unofficial descriptions, the disk is composed of an extremely hard type of stone, possibly diorite or black granite. These are materials with very high hardness, typically requiring modern equipment such as diamond-tipped cutters for precise shaping. If the object is indeed ancient, a critical question emerges: who or what civilization could have carved such a solid precision-shaped stone structure in ancient times without access to steel tools or advanced technology? We know that even the ancient Egyptians, renowned for their massive stone monuments, were limited in their ability to work with hard stones like diorite, as they mainly used tools made of copper. Carving, grinding, and precisely shaping a large, smooth structure like the Black Disk would have been virtually impossible using conventional ancient techniques. This leads many to speculate that the disk is either a modern object mistakenly believed to be ancient, or in a more radical theory, a surviving artifact from a lost prehistoric civilization with advanced technological capabilities unknown to us today. Beyond the issue of material, the disk's perfectly round, flat, and smooth appearance raises further questions. Some speculate it could be a fossilized flying saucer, or perhaps an ancient energy symbol from a long-forgotten culture. At a time when theories about ancient technology and prehistoric UFOs are gaining renewed interest, the black disk of Sharia becomes a perfect puzzle piece for those who believe that there are lost branches of human knowledge buried deep in time. What's most striking is that no peer-reviewed scientific research has yet confirmed the origin or composition of this object. The absence of official archaeological data has made the black disk of Sharia both mysterious and polarizing. It leaves us with an open-ended question. Is this a natural phenomenon exaggerated by speculation, or a real artifact that challenges the boundaries of what we think we know about the ancient world? Beneath the ocean off the coast of Yonaguni Island in southern Japan lies a mysterious structure that has sparked decades of debate among scientists and archaeologists: the Yonaguni underwater ruins. What makes this site so extraordinary and unlike any other archaeological location is a mind-bending fact. The formations appear strikingly artificial, yet they sit deep beneath the sea. What do you think? Do these underwater formations look like the remains of an ancient civilization, or just a natural coincidence? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. At depths ranging from 5 to 25 meters, divers have discovered an extensive area composed of massive stone blocks featuring flat surfaces, sharp edges, and nearly perfect right angles. Recorded footage shows formations that resemble grand staircases, flat stone walls, paved pathways, and even areas that look like plazas, stone columns, and deliberately arranged square blocks. These features evoke the image of a sunken pyramid or a submerged monument, structures that seem too precise and intentional to be naturally occurring. The pressing question is, how could such seemingly man-made forms exist on the sea floor? Some researchers, like Professor Masaki Kimura, believe the site is the remnant of an ancient civilization, swallowed by the sea, possibly dating back more than 10,000 years, predating even ancient Egypt. If this is true, Yonaguni could be the oldest man-made structure ever discovered, challenging current understandings of human civilization's timeline. However, many geologists argue that the ruins are a natural product formed through erosion and the fracturing of sedimentary rock. Yet it remains difficult to explain how nature could produce such precisely cut flat surfaces, rectangular holes, straight corridors, and even strange symbols carved into the rock. The debate continues, with no clear consensus in sight. To date, no artifacts, such as tools, pottery, or human remains, have been found at the site to prove it was once inhabited or built by people. This absence of material culture leads many traditional archaeologists to doubt the artificial structure hypothesis. Still, the existence of such architectural-like stone formations on the seafloor remains a profound enigma that cannot be easily dismissed. Could this be the remnant of a forgotten prehistoric civilization submerged long ago, or merely a clever trick of nature combined with underwater light distortion? Whatever the answer may be, Yonaguni continues to ignite human curiosity and stands as one of the most captivating archaeological mysteries on the planet. The Piri Reis map, an ancient chart that still confounds the modern world. Drawn in 1513 by Ottoman naval admiral Piri Reis, only the western portion of the map survives, but what it reveals is enough to astonish scientists, archaeologists, and cartographers alike. What do you think about the Piri Reis map? Do you believe ancient civilizations could have possessed advanced knowledge of the world, possibly even beyond what we imagine today? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your theories. At a time when navigation technology was still primitive, the Piri Reis map depicted detailed coastlines of eastern South America, western Africa, and most intriguingly, a far southern landmass that many scholars believe to be Antarctica. What's bizarre is that this land appears without any ice cover. This very detail has sparked major debates for decades. Some cartographers and geologists claim that the Antarctica section of the map astonishingly matches the actual shape of the continent if thousands of meters of ice were removed, something only possible with seismic measurements or ground-penetrating radar technologies that weren't developed until the 20th century. So how could a map from 1513 portray topography hidden beneath the ice? Beyond Antarctica, the coastlines of South America shown on the Piri Reis map are shockingly accurate, from the curvature of the shoreline to the distances between capes. In fact, some details on the map are even more precise than those found in Western maps created 100 years later. This cannot simply be a coincidence. Could it be that Piri Reis had access to some ancient source, perhaps from a long-lost civilization with geographic knowledge far beyond its time? Piri Reis himself noted that he had used about 20 different ancient maps to compile his own, including charts from ancient Greek Islamic and what he called maps from scholars of antiquity no longer known today. This has fueled many theories about a prehistoric civilization that once possessed advanced maritime and cartographic knowledge, but whose legacy was lost to time. The Piri Reis map is not just an old artifact, it is an unsolved mystery, a reminder that the human past may be far more complex than what we've been taught. One of the most visually perplexing enigmas in ancient archaeology is the symbol known as the ancient handbag motif. This image appears on ancient structures and reliefs across various civilizations from Mesopotamia and Turkey to Central America and Easter Island. Despite being separated by vast distances and thousands of years, the symbol maintains a nearly identical form, an object with a semicircular or box-like body and a handle often held in the hands of gods, winged beings, or powerful ancient figures. This uncanny repetition has left many researchers stunned and asking, is this merely a coincidental motif or the lingering trace of a long-lost technology or body of knowledge? What do you think this mysterious handbag-shaped object really was? Was it just symbolic, or could it be evidence of something much more advanced? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. We're curious to hear what you think. The most striking and hotly debated aspect of this symbol is its uncannily modern appearance. Even when carved during the Stone Age, like at Gobekli Tepe, circa 9600 BCE, or in later Mesopotamian civilizations, the handbag consistently shares features that feel oddly contemporary. A handle resembling that of a modern handbag, a symmetrical boxy or rounded body, sometimes decorated with patterns that suggest a lid or zipper. Considering that these civilizations had no known contact and were still using very primitive tools, the recurrence of such a specific and familiar design is extraordinarily unusual. Why did ancient cultures choose the handbag shape, a form not common in their time, as a sacred and solemn symbol? Traditional scholars often interpret the object as a simple container, perhaps for water seeds, or representing the essence of life. But alternative theories offer bolder possibilities. Some suggest it may represent ancient technological devices, such as measurement instruments, energy containers, or even portable breathing apparatuses used by visitors from the sky. Notably, the handbag motif never appears alone. It is always shown in the company of high-status figures, winged gods in Assyria, bird-headed beings at Gobekli Tepe, or ceremonial figures in Olmec culture. This consistent association lends the object a powerful aura of sacredness and mystery. Could this be a missing piece of human history, a symbol of timeless knowledge passed down through civilizations long lost to time? The Golden Mask of Agamemnon is one of the most iconic and controversial archaeological discoveries ever made in Greece. Found in 1876 by German archaeologist Heinrich Schliemann at the site of Mycenae, the mask stunned the world not just because it was made of gold, but because of its extraordinary craftsmanship far ahead of its time. What do you think about this discovery? If an artifact made more than 3,500 years ago already possessed such advanced craftsmanship, do you think the Mycenaean civilization was more advanced than we previously believed? Share your thoughts or theories in the comments below. Schliemann famously declared upon its discovery, "I have gazed upon the face of Agamemnon." This dramatic statement linked the mask to the legendary king of Mycenae, who led the Greeks in the Trojan War. However, modern science dates the mask to around 1550–1500 BCE, some 300 years before Agamemnon would have lived according to traditional mythological timelines. Despite this, the name has stuck, and the mask remains a symbol of the grandeur of the Mycenaean civilization. What truly sets the Golden Mask apart is its remarkable design and intricate craftsmanship, especially considering the era in which it was made. Forged entirely from a single sheet of gold, the mask was hammered and shaped with astonishing precision. The facial features, arched eyebrows, almond-shaped eyes, a narrow nose, mustache, and carefully outlined lips are not only lifelike, but also convey a sense of dignity and solemnity. The mask's expression is calm and regal, suggesting the face of a powerful figure, possibly a king or noble. Unlike many other burial masks from the same period, which are often more abstract or symbolic, this mask displays a clear artistic intent to capture individuality, something exceedingly rare in Bronze Age art. This level of detail reveals not only technical prowess in metallurgy, but also a highly developed aesthetic sensibility. It challenges assumptions about the capabilities of early Greek societies and suggests that Mycenaean artisans possessed sophisticated tools and techniques that rival those of later classical periods. Though scholars still debate whether the mask truly belonged to Agamemnon or someone else, its historical significance is undeniable. Today, it is proudly displayed in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, standing as a golden testament to the ambition, artistry, and mystery of ancient Greece. The Dragonhead Stone at Sacsayhuaman, also known as the Dragonhead Rock, is one of the most enigmatic features of this ancient Inca fortress located near the city of Cusco, Peru. Amidst the massive stone walls, fitted so precisely that a blade cannot slip between them, this particular rock stands out due to its striking resemblance to a mythical creature's head, an elongated snout, open mouth, bulging eyes, and a posture as if it's watching intruders. Its shape has led many to draw parallels with dragons from East Asian cultures, or the mythical creature Amaru, a sacred winged serpent that often appears in ancient Inca beliefs. Amaru is considered a symbol of power, wisdom, and the ability to connect the heavens with the underworld. What makes the Dragonhead Stone truly special is not just its appearance, but the ambiguity surrounding its origin. There are no surviving Inca records explaining the function or meaning of this rock. Several theories have been proposed. It might be a remnant of a larger sculptural monument that has collapsed. Perhaps it was a ceremonial work left unfinished. Or maybe it's simply a natural formation shaped by thousands of years of erosion. However, the graceful curves, the distinct indentation at the mouth, and the rounded edges suggest otherwise. Many believe this is the work of human hands, intentional, skillful, and potentially carrying a message we've yet to decipher. The central unresolved question remains, was this rock formed by nature's chance, or is it the deliberate carving of a long-lost civilization. That uncertainty has made the Dragonhead Stone a favorite topic not only for archaeologists, but also for those who explore theories about pre-Inca civilizations, and even for tourists fascinated by ancient mysteries. It evokes comparisons to other enigmatic stones found at Easter Island or Gobekli Tepe, places that also provoke the timeless human question: who created these and why? In our modern world, where science seems to have reached every corner of history, the Dragonhead Stone at Sacsayhuaman quietly challenges our assumptions. It stands as a reminder that there are still vast gaps in our understanding of the past, and perhaps we are still asking the wrong questions. It is precisely this uncertainty, rather than any clear answer, that makes the Dragonhead Stone so captivating. For thousands of years, Saqqara has been known as one of ancient Egypt's great necropolises, the resting place of officials, nobles, and pharaohs. But hidden beneath the golden sands of this region lies an entirely different world, a world of sacred companions, animal mummies. These are not just scattered burial sites, but a fully organized and planned system of animal mummy rooms. What do you think about the idea of animals being mummified and honored, just like humans in ancient Egypt? Do you see it as a deep spiritual respect for nature, or something more symbolic and ritualistic? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Discoveries at Saqqara have revealed an astonishing diversity of mummified animals: cats, crocodiles, snakes, ibises, baboons, and most remarkably mummified lion cubs, an extremely rare occurrence in the world of mummies. The selection and preservation of these animals reflect a deep belief that they served as intermediaries between humans and the divine. The most striking aspect of Saqqara is its system of underground temples, meticulously constructed and impressively durable. Chief among them is the Serapeum, a massive tomb for the Apis bull believed to be the earthly embodiment of the god Ptah. Long vaulted corridors, stone ceilings, and individual chambers, complete with altars, reliefs, and sacred symbols, speak to a highly ritualized and organized space. In addition to the Serapeum, separate tombs were dedicated to Anubis jackal, Bastet cat, and Thoth, ibis, highlighting a strict functional division and ceremonial structure. These were not just storage chambers for animal remains, but a vast religious center for animal worship central to the spiritual life of ancient Egypt. Archaeological evidence from Saqqara reveals a booming industry of mass-produced animal mummies. Millions were created to meet the devotional needs of the people. Some mummies were crafted with care, but many were fake offerings, bundles of linen straw and fragments of bone, designed to mimic the form and allow broader access to ritual participation. Yet their spiritual value remained, reflecting the widespread and profound faith in the power of offerings. Today, the animal mummy rooms of Saqqara are not just archaeological marvels. They form a spiritual map of ancient Egyptian belief. Every corridor, every mummified creature, every symbol etched into the underground walls tells a story of faith, religious authority, and the human connection to a sacred cosmos. It is living proof of a civilization that revered nature with both devotion and extraordinary wisdom. The Nampa figurine is one of the most controversial artifacts in the history of American archaeology, and perhaps even the world. Discovered in 1889 in Nampa, Idaho, this small statue measures only about 3.8 centimeters in height and is shaped like a woman with clearly defined posture and astonishing detail. What shocked scientists was not its appearance, but the location where it was found, approximately 100 meters underground in a sediment layer estimated to be over 2 million years old, dating back to the Pliocene epoch. According to mainstream scientific understanding, modern humans, Homo sapiens, only appeared around 300,000 years ago. Even more primitive human species, like Homo erectus, are believed to have existed no earlier than a little over 1 million years ago. Therefore, if the dating of the soil layer where the figurine was discovered is accurate, the Nampa figurine completely contradicts the established evolutionary timeline we currently trust. How could a man-made object crafted from clay and carefully shaped exist in geological strata that are millions of years old at a time when humans supposedly did not yet exist? If the dating is correct, how do we explain it? Does the Nampa figurine suggest a lost chapter of human history? Or is it more likely that our understanding of geology or archaeology is flawed? Drop your theories and interpretations in the comments below. This one challenges everything we think we know. The issue of the figurine's age has sparked fierce debate for more than a century. Some researchers argue that modern contamination may have occurred during drilling, or that the figurine may have slipped through fissures in the ground from a more recent layer. However, supporters of the artifact's authenticity counter that such scenarios are extremely unlikely. The drilling technology of the late 19th century was primitive and not capable of producing such an elaborate hoax, and the geology of the area doesn't support the idea of a small object falling through solid rock and dense soil to that depth by accident. If the Nampa figurine truly dates back millions of years, it could be evidence of a chilling hypothesis that an ancient human civilization, or at least intelligent beings, existed long before us, only to be wiped out without a trace. This not only raises serious questions about human evolution, but also shakes the confidence we place in what we think of as settled science. Perhaps the history of humanity didn't begin in Africa a few 100,000 years ago, but is instead a cycle of civilizations rising and falling, and the Nampa figurine is a tiny surviving fragment from a completely forgotten chapter of that hidden past. In 1872, while a group of workers was digging the foundation for a building near Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire, USA, they accidentally uncovered a strange object buried about 1.5 meters deep. It was an oval-shaped stone with a smooth, polished surface and a dark brown gem-like color. Its mysterious appearance quickly drew attention from archaeologists and the public, becoming one of the most enigmatic artifacts ever discovered in the United States. What would you think if you stumbled upon something like this? An oval-shaped, polished stone buried deep in the earth. Could it be a relic from an ancient civilization, a ritual object, or something even stranger? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your theory. The stone is only about the size of a human palm, yet it was crafted with an exceptional level of smoothness and polish. Its surface features a series of high symbolism engravings: an arrow, a crescent moon, a circle with a dot in the center, a cone-shaped tent, an ear of corn, and a shield. These images resemble Native American cultural motifs, but the precision of the carvings far exceeds the capabilities of known ancient techniques. Archaeologists discovered that the stone contains multiple tiny holes drilled deeply and with astonishing precision. Under a microscope, the drill marks reveal clean, smooth, and even edges, showing no signs of primitive tools such as stone grinders or traditional chisels. Instead, they display clear evidence of high-speed rotary tools similar to modern mechanical drills. This raises a startling question: who or what created this stone? Because it's clear that the technology used far surpasses anything known from prehistoric native cultures. The material used to craft the stone does not match any common rock types from the Lake Winnipesaukee area. no one has been able to determine its exact source, nor is there any historical record of it being used or worshipped by local tribes. As a result, many theories have emerged, ranging from it being a relic of a lost civilization to a potential artifact that fell from an advanced, even extraterrestrial technology. Today, the mysterious stone is on display at the New Hampshire Historical Society. But more than 150 years after its discovery, scientists still have no definitive answers. Who made it? How was it crafted? And more intriguingly, why would such advanced workmanship appear in a quiet lakeside area with no known history of complex tools? The stone remains an unsolved mystery, a true challenge to our understanding of history and ancient technological abilities. The Ubaid lizard figurines are among the most enigmatic and controversial archaeological discoveries from ancient Mesopotamia. Dating back to the Ubaid period around 4000 to 5000 BCE, these small clay statues were unearthed primarily in Tel Al-Ubaid, Iraq, and have puzzled researchers for decades. What do you think about these strange figurines? Are they merely religious symbols, or could they be traces of a creature or even a civilization we've never known about? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Every theory, no matter how bold, deserves to be heard. What makes them stand out is not only their age, but their bizarre, non-human appearance: elongated heads, almond-shaped eyes, thin slits for mouths, and lizard-like features that defy the usual depictions of prehistoric humans. Some figurines even appear to be wearing helmets or holding infants standing or sitting in what seem to be deliberate, almost ritualistic postures. What's particularly striking is the consistency in design. These were not one-off creations or local oddities. Their uniformity across different excavation sites suggests they belong to a broader belief system or shared cultural practice, perhaps religious in nature. Yet despite their prevalence, no written records exist from that era to explain their purpose. Unlike the later Sumerians, the Ubaid people had no known writing system, leaving only these eerie artifacts as evidence of their symbolic world. This brings us to the heart of the mystery. The true purpose of these figurines remains unknown. Were they deities, priests, guardians of some sacred ritual, or perhaps symbolic representations of myths long lost to time? The fact that some of them are shown holding babies has sparked wild speculation, including theories of hybrid beings or extraterrestrial visitors. While mainstream scholars often dismiss such ideas, the lack of definitive explanation keeps the door open for countless interpretations. Were these figures meant to invoke protection, fertility, transformation, or something else entirely? Without texts, we're left to interpret purely through form and context. And the forms here are undeniably strange, so strange in fact that they continue to stir debate not just in archaeology, but also in popular culture, alternative history, and even science fiction. The Ubaid lizard figurines are not just relics of the past. They are unanswered questions sculpted in clay. In 2011, a group of treasure-hunting divers known as Ocean X discovered a strange object lying approximately 90 meters deep on the floor of the Baltic Sea, a region long buried under layers of mud and glacial sediment accumulated over tens of thousands of years. The object immediately drew widespread attention due to its highly unusual shape, a perfectly round disc about 60 meters in diameter with a flat surface and sharply defined edges. Even more bizarre, there appeared to be features resembling stairs or hallways, something extremely rare in natural formations. What do you think this object really is? A natural geological formation with a rare shape, or could it be something man-made, or even extraterrestrial? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your theory. The strangeness didn't stop there. As the divers approached the object, they reported that all electronic equipment suddenly stopped working, from cameras and flashlights to sonar systems. When they moved away, everything returned to normal. This phenomenon led many to suspect the object might be emitting a mysterious electromagnetic field, or perhaps even harboring some form of unknown technology. The object was not only large and perfectly circular, it also exhibited features like straight grooves, sharp angles, and uniformly flat surfaces, characteristics that don't match any known natural geological structures. Some observers suggested the object looked like it had slid from another location, leaving behind a skid trail over 300 meters long on the sea floor, further fueling the theory of possible artificial origin. What confounds scientists the most is the composition of the object. When samples taken directly from its surface were analyzed, they were found to contain volcanic basalt, a type of rock typically formed by volcanic activity. The problem: the Baltic Sea floor has no known volcanic history. It is a geologically stable region with no evidence of past magma eruptions or molten rock formation. So why is volcanic rock present there? And why is it shaped into such a perfect structure, as if molded into form? The contradiction between the rock composition and the surrounding environment makes the natural formation theory hard to support. This has led many to wonder, could this be a remnant of a lost civilization, or possibly even an artificial object of extraterrestrial origin? To this day, no official large-scale independent scientific research has been conducted to fully investigate this anomaly. The reasons include its location, deep in the cold, dark waters of the Baltic Sea. The Ocean X team is a private group lacking the funding and advanced technology needed for extended research. As a result, the Baltic Sea anomaly remains one of the most enigmatic, unsolved underwater mysteries in the world. No one can say for sure what it is, only that it looks like nothing humanity has ever discovered before. The Antikythera mechanism is one of the most astonishing and mysterious artifacts ever discovered, often referred to as the world's first analog computer. Found in 1901 in a Roman shipwreck near the Greek island of Antikythera, this ancient device has baffled scientists for decades. What makes it truly remarkable is not just its age, dating back to around 100 BCE, but the incredible mechanical sophistication it exhibits, far surpassing anything previously known from the ancient world. In fact, no other known mechanical device matches its complexity until at least the 14th century, more than a millennium later. What do you think about the idea that such advanced mechanical technology existed over 2,000 years ago? Is it proof that ancient humanity was far more intelligent than we give them credit for, or just a brief spark of genius that was lost to history? Share your thoughts in the comments below. At the heart of its mystery lies its intricate construction. The Antikythera mechanism contains over 30 interlocking bronze gears, each precisely cut and meshed together in a compact, clockwork-like system. But it's not a clock. It's a mechanical model of the cosmos designed to predict the positions of celestial bodies, the phases of the moon, solar and lunar eclipses, and even the timing of ancient Greek athletic competitions like the Olympics. When a user turned a small hand crank, the gears would rotate to simulate the motion of the sun, the moon, and possibly even the known planets, following complex cycles based on Babylonian astronomical knowledge blended with Greek geometry. What's most shocking is the level of miniaturization and precision in the gears. Some have triangular teeth just a few millimeters wide. The front dial displayed the solar calendar, while the back featured spiral dials tracking the Metonic cycle 19 years and the Saros cycle 18 years 11 days, which are key to predicting eclipses. These components reveal a deep understanding of both astronomy and engineering. How such an advanced device could be created in an era without modern tools remains a major puzzle. It suggests that ancient scientists and engineers possess skills that were either lost or went undocumented for centuries. For a long time, historians assumed that such technology didn't exist in antiquity, but the Antikythera mechanism proves otherwise. It is not just a relic. It is a message from the ancient world that our ancestors may have been far more ingenious than we imagined. For over 4,500 years, the Great Pyramid of Giza, the only surviving wonder of the ancient seven wonders of the world, has stood tall in the Egyptian desert, a timeless testament to ancient engineering genius. Yet what makes this monument truly mysterious and captivating are the hidden voids buried within untouched and unexplored. Despite centuries of research, modern science has only accessed a small portion of its internal corridors, chambers, and passageways. In fact, many researchers now believe that around 70% of the pyramid's internal structure remains uncharted, turning the Great Pyramid into a vast black box of lost ancient knowledge. If over 70% of the pyramid remains unexplored, what do you think might be hidden inside? A treasure, a sacred chamber, or something beyond our imagination? Drop your thoughts and theories in the comments below. In 2017, the Scan Pyramids project used muon tomography, a cutting-edge technique using cosmic particles to uncover a massive hidden cavity over 30 meters long, located above the Grand Gallery, an area previously thought to be fully mapped. What's astonishing is that this void has no visible entrance, no structural indicators, and does not appear on any prior archaeological blueprints. To this day, no one knows what lies inside. It remains a sealed doorway through time and history. This is the most debated and intriguing question among scholars. Why do these secret spaces even exist in a monument we thought we understood? If the pyramid was meant to be Pharaoh Khufu's tomb, why is there no mummy, no sarcophagus, and no contents in the main chambers? Could these hidden rooms be sacred ceremonial halls, accessible only to the highest-ranking priests, or perhaps vaults of religious relics, or even technological or spiritual secrets of ancient Egypt? Some practical theories suggest the voids are architectural features designed to relieve pressure and prevent collapse, or that they were false rooms built to confuse potential tomb robbers. Yet other scholars argue that these chambers may contain timeless knowledge, deliberately hidden information modern civilization has yet to comprehend. If muon tomography can reveal a massive void unseen for millennia, then how many more silent chambers still lie buried in darkness, waiting to be discovered? Could the heart of this colossal stone structure hold missing pieces of human history, or perhaps a buried library of ancient wisdom protecting secrets that even today's science is not yet equipped to decode? The hidden spaces inside the Great Pyramid are not just empty rooms, they are questions without answers, secrets that defy modern science, and perhaps vaults where the past still guards its most sacred truths. Could it be that the Great Pyramid is more than just architecture, that it is, in fact, a massive encrypted message left behind by a civilization far more advanced than we imagined, waiting for the day humanity becomes wise enough to understand? The London Hammer is one of the most controversial artifacts ever discovered in the United States, not only because of how it was found, but also due to its strange construction, which seems far ahead of its time. Discovered in 1936 near the town of London in Texas, the hammer was encased in a solid rock, something that, if verified, could challenge many assumptions about the timeline of human history. What do you think could this hammer truly be? Millions of years old, or is it just a fascinating coincidence of nature and geology? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The hammer has a wooden handle about 15 centimeters long, partially fossilized, suggesting it had been buried or mineralized under special conditions. However, the most puzzling part to the scientific community is the hammerhead made of an extremely pure iron alloy. 96% pure iron, along with small amounts of chlorine and sulfur. This is not a common alloy in modern metallurgy, let alone in ancient times. Even more striking, iron of such high purity almost never occurs naturally. The presence of chlorine and sulfur may act as stabilizers, helping to prevent rust, which appears to be true as the hammerhead shows no signs of corrosion, even after decades of air exposure. This has led many to believe that the hammer is a product of some advanced metallurgical technique far beyond what we know of ancient human capabilities. A major question arises: how could a tool made with such refined technology become trapped inside a rock that some researchers claim dates back to the Cretaceous period over 100 million years ago? If that were true, it could completely overturn our current understanding of human technological history. However, mainstream geologists argue that the surrounding rock is not ancient, but rather a concretion of limestone, a geological formation that can occur within a few hundred years as minerals gradually encase buried objects under certain environmental conditions. Despite the ongoing debate, the London hammer has become a well-known symbol among proponents of theories about lost ancient civilizations or forgotten technologies. It frequently appears in books, documentaries, and articles about parts out-of-place artifacts. Whether it is genuine evidence of an ancient advanced civilization or simply a product of nature and coincidence, the hammer's peculiar design and material composition continues to fascinate both scientists and the public. It reminds us that the boundaries of our current understanding may not be the final limits of truth. Among the most controversial artifacts of the 20th century, the Dropa stones stand out as a symbol of enduring mysteries. What makes these stones truly remarkable is not their strange shape or the supposed extraterrestrial message engraved on them, but rather their uncertain origin, which has never been verified by any official scientific organization. What do you think? Do you believe the Dropa stones are real hidden relics from a lost encounter, or simply one of history's most persistent hoaxes? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Everything began with a story first published in 1962 when a Soviet science fiction magazine claimed that in 1938, a Chinese archaeological team led by Professor Chi-Pu Tay discovered an ancient cave in the Bayanhar Mountains near the Tibetan border. Inside the cave, the team allegedly found over 700 thin circular stone discs, each about 30 centimeters in diameter, featuring a central hole and spiral grooves etched with mysterious symbols. Even more curiously, these discs were said to be found alongside small humanoid skeletons, only about 1 meter tall, with unusual proportions, leading researchers to suspect they had discovered an unknown ancient species, possibly not even human. However, all of these details appeared only in secondary translations, vague reports, or non-peer-reviewed publications. There is no evidence confirming the existence of Professor Chi-Pu Tay, nor any officially published photographs or archaeological documentation related to these discoveries. No museum has ever displayed the Dropa stones, and figures such as the Russian researcher Tsum Nui, who allegedly decoded the inscriptions on the discs, are absent from all official records. All available information regarding the stones lacks credible scientific backing, which has led mainstream scholars to dismiss or entirely ignore the claims. It is precisely this ambiguity that makes the Dropa stones so compelling. On one hand, they provide fertile ground for fantastical theories that they may be evidence of ancient extraterrestrial contact. On the other, the scientific community remains skeptical as there is no independently verifiable data to support any of the claims. To this day, the Dropa stones remain a symbol of the thin line between legend and truth, between the human desire to explore and the necessity for scientific rigor. Whether they are a well-crafted hoax or a hidden relic deliberately buried by history, they continue to spark the imagination of millions around the world. Amid the dusty fields of modern-day Iraq, near the ruins of ancient Ctesiphon, archaeologists uncovered a peculiar artifact, a small ceramic jar containing a copper tube and an iron rod. This object, now known as the Baghdad Battery, dates back to around 200 BCE. What makes it remarkable is not just its structure resembling a modern electrochemical battery, but the fact that we still have no definitive idea what it was actually used for. What do you think this mysterious artifact was really used for? Was it an ancient battery, a medical tool, or something entirely different? Drop your theory in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take. Reconstruction experiments have shown that when filled with a mild acidic solution, like vinegar or lemon juice, the device can generate a voltage of about 0.5 volts. Its structure mirrors the operating principles of a galvanic cell, a technology officially invented in the 19th century. The existence of such a design over 2,000 years ago raises profound questions. Did ancient people understand electricity far earlier than we thought? And then the biggest question emerges: if this was truly a battery, what was it used for? Several theories have been proposed. Electroplating. It might have been used to coat jewelry or figurines with metal using electricity. However, no electroplated objects from that time have ever been found, and there are no ancient texts describing such a technique. Electrotherapy. Perhaps it was used for early forms of electrical healing or acupuncture. An intriguing idea, but one completely lacking in archaeological or cultural evidence. Scroll container. A less exotic theory suggests it was just a scroll holder with the copper tube and iron rod used to keep parchment upright. Yet this doesn't explain why the structure could produce electricity. Due to a complete lack of direct evidence, and because each theory contains both logical and questionable elements, the true function of the Baghdad Battery remains a total enigma. With its controversial design, the Baghdad Battery has become a symbol of unsolved mystery, a crossroads of science, archaeology, and imagination. Each theory offered doesn't close the case, it opens more questions about humanity's forgotten knowledge. Today, although it has been reconstructed many times in laboratories and even featured on popular shows like Mythbusters, the true purpose of the Baghdad Battery remains an unanswered question. No one can say with certainty whether it was a battery, a therapeutic device, or simply a coincidental structure that mimicked one, and that's precisely what makes the Baghdad Battery so captivating. Not because it provides an answer, but because it poses a question that has lasted over 2,000 years, still waiting for a definitive answer. And perhaps it is that very uncertainty that ensures it continues to live on in our curiosity and passion for uncovering the unknown. In the worlds of archaeology and the occult, few objects have stirred as much controversy or captured the public imagination like the crystal skulls carved from clear quartz crystal. With a design that perfectly mimics the human skull in astonishing detail, They were once regarded as evidence of the extraordinary technological capabilities of ancient civilizations. Some even believed they were the keys to unlocking ancient cosmic knowledge. However, what makes them most mysterious is their unclear origin and unverifiable age. Not a single skull has ever been unearthed through professional archaeological excavation. Instead, they typically emerged from private collections, antique markets in Europe during the 19th and 20th centuries, or via shadowy figures claiming to possess sacred relics from ancient Mesoamerica. There are no excavation records, no official archaeological documentation, and no cultural or historical evidence directly linking these skulls to the Maya or Aztec civilizations as many once believed. This makes it nearly impossible for scientists to apply standard dating methods like radiocarbon C14 dating, since quartz contains no organic material and there is no stratigraphic or contextual data to help determine their age. The lack of clear origin and dating has fueled a wide range of mystical theories. Many New Age believers claim the skulls came from a long-lost civilization like Atlantis, or were even left by extraterrestrials to preserve cosmic knowledge. One legend claims that if all 13 skulls are assembled in the right configuration, they will reveal a message to help humanity avoid catastrophe. Yet under modern electron microscope analysis, many of the skulls display signs of mechanical abrasion, specifically high-speed rotary tools, technology that simply did not exist in ancient times. This has led many scientists to conclude, much to the disappointment of enthusiasts, that most crystal skulls are likely clever 19th-century forgeries crafted to satisfy the booming market for exotic artifacts from the New World. So, are the crystal skulls truly relics of a lost civilization, or just an elaborate hoax that has endured for over a century? Regardless of the truth, these crystal skulls continue to live on in the imagination through film popular culture and enduring fringe theories as eternal symbols of mysteries yet unsolved. The Wedge of Ayud, also known as the Ayud Wedge, is one of the strangest and most controversial artifacts ever discovered. It is often listed among the UPART's out-of-place artifacts. Unearthed in 1974 in Ayud, Romania, the object was found buried nearly 10 meters deep underground, alongside two fossilized bones believed to belong to a mammoth or a similar ancient species. The simultaneous presence of a metallic object and fossils within a single layer of ancient earth left researchers baffled, as that sediment layer is believed to have formed over 10,000 years ago. What do you think about this strange discovery? Could it be evidence of a lost civilization, alien technology, or just a natural coincidence? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to know which side of the debate you're on. What makes the Wedge of Ayud particularly extraordinary is not just its shape, which resembles a modern mechanical component, but its material composition. Scientific analysis revealed that the object consists of up to 89% pure aluminum, along with other metals such as copper, silicon, zinc, lead, nickel, cobalt, and silver. This presents a serious scientific paradox. Aluminum does not occur in pure metallic form, naturally because it oxidizes easily and can only be refined using modern metallurgical technology, a process that didn't exist before the 19th century. Prior to that, aluminum was considered extremely rare and more valuable than gold. So how could an object made of nearly 90% aluminum exist in a layer of Earth that is tens of thousands of years old? Some believe the wedge is evidence of a lost advanced civilization or perhaps even extraterrestrial intervention. Its shape resembling the landing gear of a spacecraft or aircraft further fuels these alternative theories. However, the scientific community remains divided. Some suggest the object may have been buried in more recent times by modern humans, but this theory does not explain why it was found directly next to fossilized bones in undisturbed ancient soil. Today, the object is no longer on public display, and many scientific documents related to its analysis have become scarce. The silence surrounding the Wedge of Ayud has only added to its mystery, turning it into a symbol of the many unanswered questions in human history where even modern science has yet to find definitive answers. Hidden deep within the arid deserts of Nevada, USA, lies Lovelock Cave, the source of one of the most controversial archaeological mysteries in North American history. The tale of the so-called giants who allegedly lived and perished inside this cave stems not only from eerie Paiute tribal legends, but also from strange archaeological discoveries made in the early 20th century. What do you think? Could there really have been a race of red-haired giants living and dying inside Lovelock Cave? Or is this just another myth misunderstood by history? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you believe. What makes Lovelock Cave truly extraordinary is the alleged discovery of giant human skeletons. According to early reports from 1911, workers mining bat guano in the cave came across human bones of exceptional size. Some skeletons were said to be between 7 and 8 feet tall, 2.1–2.4 meters, with unusually large skulls, longer and broader than those of modern humans. One particularly striking find was a leather sandal measuring nearly 16 inches 47 meters in length, suggesting that its owner may have been a person of extraordinary stature. Initial excavations, led by archaeologists L.L. Loud and M.R. Harrington in 1912 and 1924, uncovered over 10,000 artifacts from Lovelock Cave, including human bones, stone tools, ancient woven baskets, and other daily objects. Yet the evidence related to the so-called giants, particularly the large skeletons, was never formally exhibited or acknowledged by mainstream institutions. This has led many to suspect that there may have been a deliberate effort to conceal the existence of a forgotten race of people. The legends of the Paiute people add another strange layer to the mystery. They tell of a race of red-haired giant cannibals called the Sitikar, who once waged war against their ancestors. According to the legend, the Paiute eventually trapped the last of these creatures inside a cave and burned them alive. Strangely enough, traces of charred bones and scorched cave walls have been found in Lovelock Cave, eerily echoing the ancient tale. While modern scientists often dismiss the stories of giants as myth or archaeological misunderstanding, the disappearance of key artifacts, along with the lack of surviving photographic evidence, has left a suspicious void. And it is precisely that void which continues to fuel the imaginations of alternative researchers and those who believe history holds forgotten truths. Did giant skeletons truly exist within Lovelock Cave? Or are we simply chasing the shadows of myth? The answer remains buried in the dry, echoing silence of a cave, long closed off from public view, deep in the Nevada desert. The Skara Brae anomaly is one of the most fascinating archaeological mysteries in Europe. Located on the Orkney Islands of Scotland, the prehistoric village of Skara Brae dates back about 5,000 years older even than the pyramids of Giza. But what makes this site truly remarkable is not its age, but the anomalies that have baffled archaeologists for decades. What do you think makes Skara Brae so mysterious? Is it the age of the site, the way it was built, or something deeper, like how the people vanished without a trace? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your theories. Skara Brae was built with astonishing sophistication. The stone houses are connected by roofed passageways, an effective design for heat retention in a harsh, windy climate. Each dwelling contains bed shelves, storage units, and hearths revealing an unexpectedly high level of spatial organization and domestic comfort. There are no signs of warfare or violence, no weapons, no fortification walls, no defensive structures. Everything suggests a stable, peaceful community. However, the greatest mystery lies in how the inhabitants disappeared. The people of Skara Brae left the site suddenly and without any signs of crisis. No human remains, no skeletons, no broken objects, and no signs of panic or disorder. Everything in the houses was left neatly arranged, as if the residents had simply stepped out and planned to return after dinner. But they never came back. This is the anomaly that archaeologists have yet to explain. If it had been disease, natural disaster, or war, there would be traces. But there are none. Skara Brae feels like a ghost town abandoned in silence, as if its people left in unison, following some secret, deliberate plan. Some have suggested rising sea levels might have submerged the site, but there's no concrete evidence of flooding or seawater intrusion into the homes. Even more puzzling is the fact that no human remains have ever been found in the entire area. Where did they go? Why did they leave? And why was no trace left behind? Skara Brae feels like a message from the past, one we still lack the knowledge to interpret. With its combination of extraordinary architecture, peaceful way of life, and strange disappearance, Skara Brae is more than just a monument. It is an unsolved mystery, a true anomaly in human history that remains one of the great unanswered questions in the world of archaeology. The Klerksdorp spheres are among the most intriguing and hotly debated anomalies in modern geology. Discovered in South Africa near the town of Klerksdorp, these small metallic spheres were found embedded in pyrophyllite rock that dates back nearly 3 billion years long, before any known complex life existed on Earth, let alone human civilization. If these spheres truly come from rock layers nearly 3 billion years old, before complex life even existed, what do you think that means? Could they be rare, natural formations or evidence of something beyond our current understanding? Share your thoughts in the comments below. What has captivated scientists and mystery enthusiasts alike is not just their extreme age, but their shape. Some are nearly perfect spheres, others slightly flattened like discs, and many display precise parallel grooves running around their circumference. This level of symmetry and detail has raised serious questions. Could these be natural formations, or are they the remnants of something manufactured by whom or what? No one can say for certain. The spheres range from 1 to 10 centimeters in diameter and often contain a distinctly different material at their core. While some geologists argue that these are simply natural concretions formed through the slow accumulation of minerals under unique geological conditions, others are less convinced. The precision of the grooves and the uniformity of the shapes seem to defy random geological processes. Some even claim that certain spheres are harder than steel and can rotate on their own axis in museum displays, though such reports remain unverified. This debate has led to a variety of theories, from the plausible to the fringe. Some suggest they may be the result of unknown geological forces. Others go further, proposing that they could be evidence of a long-lost ancient civilization, or even extraterrestrial artifacts that somehow became embedded in Earth's crust. And this is what makes the Klerksdorp spheres so profoundly fascinating to this day. No definitive explanation exists. Despite being studied by scientists for decades, these objects have resisted all attempts at full classification. They remain an enigma, challenging our understanding of Earth's geological past and leaving the door open to possibilities we have yet to imagine. Whether natural oddities or relics of something far greater, the Klerksdorp spheres continue to stand as silent, perfect puzzles carved into the ancient rock of time. Beneath the ancient city of Teotihuacan, one of the most magnificent civilizations of Mesoamerica, lie mysterious tunnels constructed thousands of years ago, which modern science has yet to fully decipher. The most remarkable is the tunnel beneath the Temple of the Feathered Serpent, accidentally discovered in 2003 after heavy rainfall caused the ground to collapse. Upon investigation, archaeologists found a tunnel over 100 meters long, located about 15 to 20 meters underground, leading to a complex chamber, possibly once a ceremonial center or a royal tomb. What do you think this hidden tunnel was really used for? A royal tomb, a place of worship, or something even more mysterious that we haven't imagined yet? Drop your theory in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think. Over years of excavation, researchers have uncovered hundreds of bizarre and precious artifacts, many unlike anything ever found at other Mesoamerican archaeological sites. Findings include small stone figurines, finely carved jade fragments, masks made of agate and obsidian, mysterious animal sculptures, and most notably, hollow metal spheres coated in shimmering gold dust. All of these artifacts suggest a mysterious ritual system and a complex symbolic framework never seen before. Some artifacts were laid out in symmetrical formations as if used in ceremonies that mirrored the cosmos, symbolizing life, death, and the afterlife, according to the cosmological view of the Teotihuacan people. Many theories propose that the tunnel served as a sacred ceremonial site, possibly related to gods or royal initiation rituals. Minerals such as pyrite fool's gold were scattered throughout, reflecting torchlight and creating a glittering visual effect as if stepping into another realm, divine and separate from the mortal world. Although no human remains were found, the final chamber was elaborately constructed and richly decorated, suggesting a symbolic tomb not meant for burial of bodies, but rather for holding ritual power or sacred significance. The tunnel system, mysterious rituals, and hundreds of unusual intact artifacts stand as proof of an advanced civilization, highly organized and spiritually profound. Even today, Teotihuacan remains a living enigma, defying the limits of modern archaeology and human understanding. Beneath the bed of the Paluxy River in Texas, USA, lies one of the most controversial and captivating phenomena in modern archaeology, the Paluxy River footprints. Fossilized tracks embedded in ancient limestone, once a shallow seafloor during the early Cretaceous period. What made this site famous was the remarkably clear presence of dinosaur footprints, especially those of bipedal carnivores like Acrocanthosaurus. These tracks exhibit the distinct three-toed shape so well preserved that even the claw impressions are visible, revealing real steps taken across soft mud millions of years ago. However, the real shock didn't come from the paleontological significance alone, but from the discovery of several footprints that appeared to resemble those of modern humans, located right beside or overlapping with dinosaur tracks. These prints often have a heel arch and clearly defined toes, astonishingly similar to a human footprint. This raised an explosive question. Could humans and dinosaurs have coexisted? If so, it would completely overturn the foundational timeline and evolutionary theory that modern science is built upon. If these footprints truly belong to humans, how do you think that would change history? Are they just eroded dinosaur tracks or evidence that modern science isn't ready to accept? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you side with science or the mystery? Supporters of the young Earth creationist viewpoint quickly seized upon these findings to reinforce their beliefs that Earth is only a few thousand years old and that humans once walked alongside dinosaurs. To them, the Paluxy tracks are direct evidence against Darwinian evolution and the tens of millions of years timescale supported by geology. They see this as a forgotten puzzle piece in the history of humankind. However, most of the scientific community has rejected this claim. Through in-depth research, paleontologists and geologists have concluded that these human footprints are actually dinosaur tracks, particularly from theropods that have eroded in such a way that the heel is exposed, making them look human. Natural erosional features mistaken for footprints. In some cases, carvings made by humans during the 1930s-40s likely intended for sale to tourists as curios. A few of these footprints have been proven to be fake. Even with reasonable scientific explanations, the mystery of the human footprints beside dinosaur tracks continues to spark debate, not just between scientists and religious communities, but also within the curious public fascinated by prehistoric enigmas. Paluxy has long stood as a symbol of the tension between science and belief, fact and myth. To this day, it remains one of the strangest open questions left behind by the ancient world.